Hello, everybody. I hope all of you are doing very well. I hope all of you can hear me. I hope all of you can see me. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me and you can see me. Uh, what? Insert ads to earn money during a live stream. Okay, whatever. I forgot how to do a live stream. How about that? So, anywho, I don't know how that works even. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to the Real Tarot 1123. It's been a while. It's been a little bit of a weird few days, I have to say. So, can you all hear me and can you all see me? Give me a thumbs up if you all can hear me and see me. I hope so. Anybody? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me or see me. Oh, great. Okay. So, oh my God. All right. So, let me take it from the top and welcome everyone. Give me 1 second. I've forgotten how to do this. Debbie Bagley, hello. Susie Q, hello. Delvin H, hello. Gypsy Girl, of course, hello. As always, Robin, hello. We have a few more people. Aquarius Girl, hello. Courtney, hello. Carriage House, hello. Shock Semla, hello. Auntie, hello. Wait, yeah, Auntie. And then, did I scroll up too fast? Lucinda, hello. Oh my God. Okay, y'all. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to every one of you for inquiring about me, for sending me emails concerned for me, and Courtney, hello, and for also Lady Sapphire, hello, Jenny Prasad, hello, and for also TD Dean, hello, for posting comments as such on my Facebook page. I did not have any intention. I don't ever have intentions of just going off like that. I mean, that's just not my style. But it was a little bit busy with regards to work, etc. And I knew I was going to be busy with work, so I was all gearing up for that. And lo and behold, all this drama with my health, whatever, it kind of kicked in, and I had pretty intense flare-ups, and it is very difficult to explain like some aspects of the flare. And I'm sorry if I'm sounding like a broken record. Hi, Panda. Wait, not Panda. Because I can't see without my glasses. Sorry. Now I can see Pamela. Hey girl, I'm sorry. No offense meant. I just wasn't wearing my glasses. Pamela Hewitt, hello. Nicole Bowman, hello. Lady Sapphire, hello. So it's difficult to say or to explain how some of the most subtle, unseen symptoms or evidence of flare-ups are. The best way I can say is just having a very, very surreal, it's like an out-of-body experience. Like I'm there, but I'm not altogether there. It's like I'm going about all my activities and doing whatever, but I really am not there. And it's very difficult to explain how that feels. And let me tell you folks, it was so difficult for me to summon up energy. Like just a complete lack of energy, and it was very difficult. And that's the one thing I've come to realize, that it's when I feel that, then I know my exposure has been too much. Exposure to the sun has been too much. See, again, I better wear my glasses, and I'm going to say your name is wrong. Elaine Hood, hello. Oh, is that an echo? I have the fan on. I'll turn it off. Let me see. Lizolette Nilsson, hello. Let me turn off the fan, and then you'll tell me Pandora's box if the echo is still there. Okay. Hey, baby. Oh, Puka. All right. I have the AC going, and it is set at 70 degrees. And Mark took Bernie for a walk just now and brought him back, so I have the fan on, so it cools down. Yeah, I am so glad I feel better. Elizabeth and Guyana, hello. Rocket Robin, hello. So it's very difficult to express how y'all, it's like so hard to feel. I want to do things. It's not like I don't want to do things. I want to do things. I want to be about, but just lacking the energy to do anything. I feel sleepy. I want to go lay down, but I can lay down and sleep for maybe, even now in the afternoon, I took a nap. I told Mark, I said, I'm going to get some shut eye before I do my live. And you won't believe it, literally 11 minutes. 11 minutes I kind of rested, and boom, I'm up. So it's just weird. So had a pleasure of oh wow. Um, See, yeah, stress, etc. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I know Susie Q posted something on the Facebook page, but I didn't read the whole thing. I do apologize, Susie. Not that I'm ignoring you or anybody. I just didn't read it. Susan McMillan, I will get to it. Ali, hi. Oh, Ali says hi. I'm Alia's sister. She won't be. Oh, well, we miss her, and welcome, Ali. I want to say thank you to all of you all for your concern and such. So I felt bad because I was like, just kind of just shut down. So Mark was saying like, it's okay, just nobody's going to be upset. I had recorded, y'all. I had recorded the daily, card for the day readings I do for the whole week, like 8 days or something. And I was like, oh, I'll just go and post them and whatever. No energy to do that. So finally, I was like off from the computer, never responded to text messages, no phone calls. I basically shut everything down. And my son, my older son, called, and I basically texted him saying that I'm resting or whatever, and I didn't answer him, and I didn't talk to him. But Mark was like, I told Mark, I said, don't tell him, because then he'll get stressed, and then my younger son is going to call, and they're all going to be like stressed. I said, just let them be. And then just Tuesday, I think, this past Tuesday is when I called, and they're like, Mom, why didn't you tell me? I was like, no need for anybody to get stressed. So hi Sunshine Dragonfly. So I just basically completely shut down everything, and I was like, I'm just going to be and just do stuff. I still wanted to go out, I still wanted to walk and all that stuff, and I was able to do that in little bits, but it was a push. It was like, I don't know, I had to really kind of motivate myself to go and do it. And needless to say, I ended up having I got a whole bunch of makeup on, y'all, you have no idea. Stuff on my face and everything all over here. Like, it's weird, the rash, like the butterfly rash. I was talking to a gypsy girl, and I was saying, it was almost like I want to say a purplish, bluish magenta, I suppose. Like, you think somebody took a crayon and like painted a butterfly. And sometimes it's very prominent, and sometimes it's not there, sometimes it's very faint. So anyway, I went to see the dermatologist, and she's like, first and foremost, how, another thing I've noticed is, oh, it's okay, it's 10 minutes, I'll go for a walk with Bernie. Oh, it's okay, I just want to get outside, it's a beautiful day, let me go outside and just brush him or whatever, or let me go out into the backyard or whatever. We have a blackberry thingy that grows wild. I mean, we harvest so much blackberries, it's not even funny. And then strawberry vine. So I was like, oh, let me go and do that. And that 5 minutes here and 10 minutes there, oh, that won't hurt me, oh, this won't hurt me. Well, it accumulates, and it does. So she told me basically, and I haven't been doing things, every single thing that she said. Like, I haven't gotten the blue screen for my computer. I do have these glasses which are that blue thingy, you know what I mean? They have that blue film or whatever. Staying away from the window. That's why I changed this desk, but still the window is here. Then putting tinted glass on. She's like, I know the answers to the questions I'm about to ask and whatever. And layering on sunscreen and the creams that she had given me. So they basically upped the dosage for everything. And I'm waiting my blood results, so to see where it is. It's when you tell people, you have lupus, depending on what kind of lupus you have, they'll be like, huh? Because people just assume that when you say you have autoimmune whatever, that it is physically obvious that you're going to look odd or something's going to look wrong about you. But that's the one thing I've come to realize. You don't necessarily look like, oh my God, you're about to die all the time. You know what I mean? So the symptoms and the whatever evidence sometimes is very internal. It's unseen. You just the person feels it more than anybody else seeing it. So it's a learning process, but I want to apologize to all of y'all for my absence. But I felt that just shutting everything down and just stepping back from it is kind of going to help me a little bit, and it kind of did. And let's face it, y'all. I'm a really small channel, y'all know, right? I mean, it has made me realize how much of stress content creators have, because there's that constant thing at the back of your mind. You have to put out content, you have to do this. I mean, of course, at the end of the day, you don't have to. You can shut everything down and be done with it. But there is that element of stress, right? And I was thinking, my God, I'm such a small creator. I have such a small channel. I can't imagine how these other people who have 1, 2, 3 million subscribers do. I mean, it's like, you know. But I suppose they have people helping them and all that, or not. I don't know. I am going to continue to do this, for as long as I'm physically capable of. But this stepping back for this week kind of sort of helped me and made me kind of understand. And I did a lot of thinking. I know a lot of people have emailed me and said, okay, Tana, you've changed the content and this and that, which I have. So I'm going to be doing things, the best I can, trying to go back to my older whatever. I thought that would be important. So there are some changes that I will be making, but I'm not going to announce it. You all will see it, because I feel like, the more I announce it, I put more stress on myself. I'm just going to gradually get into it. And to those of you who had subscribed for my, gone on my website and subscribed for the weekly tarot forecast, I missed 1 week, so I do apologize for that. And this is an announcement for those folks. I just want you to know, because I missed that 1 week, I am going to extend your subscription by a month. In other words, instead of getting 12 months, you're going to get 13 months. And that's just my way of saying I apologize for not being on top of it. I don't want you all to feel that you haven't got your money's worth, etc. So I will, in the next couple of days, it will be extended by another. So instead of 12 months, your subscription will come up for renewal at 13 months. So hopefully that you're okay with that. If there's anything else you feel I need to do, let me know, because I thought that would be fair. Okay, so that's just my opinion. So I'm going to go back and continue to do this. Another thing I want to say is, as far as my astrology channel is concerned, I had made some announcements. Bear with me, y'all. I promise I'll do the Elvis reading. I got everything here. I had gone back and forth where I said I will do Western astrology, then I will do Siddharth and Vedic and all that stuff. And then I realized a lot of people are sending me emails from the astrology channel asking me like, so which one should I follow and what should I do and this, that and the other. So I figured instead of confusing people, I just pick one, either do Western or do Vedic astrology and stick to it. So just to clarify that, I know this is my tarot, but I'm sure you all will, kind of understand. Nicole Bowman, yeah, Tammy Smith, hello. I might have missed. My Manx, hello. I did say hi to Sunshine Dragonfly. So I decided I'm going to stick to one. All right. So the difference between Western astrology and Vedic astrology, in simple terms, Western astrology is all about the sun signs. Vedic astrology focuses more on the moon signs. Okay. So just that's the basic gist of it. So just as an FYI, and I'm going to get back to that and do all that stuff and all that. So we'll get into this. So I missed a lot of people. I missed some comments. Oh my God, Robin. Oh my God. You guys are just so awesome, man. Seriously, you guys. Robin says, we should do group prayer for you, power in numbers. Oh, that is such a sweet, sweet thing. Thank you so much. Oh, no. Okay, hang on. Back up. Dial it back. It's not about Kirtana. It's not about me all the time. I have to pay attention here. Yeah, sunscreen. Oh, by the way, y'all, she has told me that the sunscreen I need to use two sunscreens because it's not enough. So, yeah, I just lather it on. And, it's all like, although the sunscreen absorbs into the skin, I'm not used to. Anyway. So let's go and see. Susie says her dad is in the hospital with sepsis just now. Oh, wow. Yes, Sunshine Dragonfly lost, her father passed. And then I know that Sherilyn's mom passed too before all this. Lisolet Nilsson says, does anyone know if Kirtana has done a reading on Missy Beaver? I don't know, Lisolet. I don't know. Have I done one on Missy Beaver? I have to go look. You know, honestly, I used to keep a record of all the different, whatever, subjects, people I had done readings for. I just gave up. I was like, oh my god, flip the page, So I just gave up. I stopped recording, like noting down the different cases I've done. So Missy Beavers, I don't know. Tammy, hi. So thank you so very much to everybody for your concern. I do appreciate y'all. Oh, thank you, Courtney. Auntie, Auntie also is having some. Yeah, that's very true. But my right eye and eyebrow. Oh my God, that's terrible, isn't it? Yeah, Susie Q, you get it right. Uh, yeah, I'm back. Thank you so much. Y'all email me and all that stuff. Gypsy girl, she had texted me and all, and I didn't. I just called her one time, I think, in the past days when I kind of went on the blimp, if you will. And I felt bad, but I explained to her and I told her like what was happening. I'm not one who will just unless it's kind of pretty intense what I'm going through. I will always let people know that hey, don't worry, this that. But this was anyway. Moving on, right? So we should do that. And yeah, don't forget, y'all. Wait a second. Aren't we coming up now pretty soon with the whatchamacall? Wait, hang on, June 24th, right? Yeah, tomorrow is going to be the last Saturday of the month, y'all, and I didn't even schedule that, so I'll do it tonight after this. So I'll send out the whatchamacall, the invites for Zoom, Anybody else who's wanting to join the Zoom, just send me an email and say, please send me the link or whatever. But the usual, the folks who are regular, they're all going to get it. They don't need to send me an email. I'll just do it. And we can talk about, any number of things. I can also discuss with you, oh, cool. Oh, good, Sunshine. I'm glad. So I can discuss certain things that I'm not going to mention names, of course. A couple of people who had called me with regards to their particular situations and the little things I had told them in terms of what you can do, and how that will assist. We can get into that tomorrow. One thing I will say is, a lot of people email me and ask me, and they say, sorry y'all, I'm gabbing because I feel like I haven't spoken to my buddies, my friends in such a long time, so I'm gabbing before I get into this reading. Bear with me, okay, about this Brujeria stuff and all that. Y'all, I don't get into all of that, but there is, positive things that you can do with candles and intentions and all that. I'll discuss a little bit of that on our Zoom tomorrow, giving you case examples, if you will, as to, so that you all will kind of get, but I'm not mentioning names and all that just for the sake of privacy. So, anywho, so I'm going to do this a little different today, okay? Are you ready? Oh my God, Kirtana, is there ever anything that is like consistent? No, change is the only constant in life, everybody. Don't we know that? So, let me just do this quickly, numbers for him. L. Oh, hello. L. Okay, let me do that. ELVISARONPRESLEY, correct. 10, 15, 19, 22, 22, 32, 32, 42, 52, 52, 6, 52, 58, 63, 63, 63, 70, 79, right? So 79 is 16, correct? Hang on, 79, 79 is 16. Okay, so he was born on January 8th. We'll get into this. January 8th, so he's a Capricorn, right? So 10, 18, 19, 19, 19, 24, 27, that is 9. Okay, let's do that again. So 10, 18, 19, 19, then 8, so let's do this, 14 plus, did you all see that? Did anybody catch it? Y'all. I gotta say, oh my goodness, okay, alright, hang on. Okay, 14 plus 7 is what now? I can't think. 21, 21, 31, 31 plus 8, right? 31. 31 plus 8 is 39. 9, 10, 11, 12. That is 12. Okay. So, oh my God. And 9. Okay, so if he is a Capricorn, right, January 8th, so third house, January 8th, he's a Capricorn, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 is, yeah, no wonder, Pisces, and 9th house, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. Alright, I didn't do his astrology chart because I'm like, let's not get into that. Are we having a later Skype this? Yes, Susie, tomorrow. Because today is what? Today is, for me, it's Friday, June 24th. So tomorrow, Saturday, June 25th, 11 a.m. my time, we will do it. Correct? I hope I have no appointments tomorrow. Yeah, actually, I do. Have fun. Let's do that. So Saturday, oh yeah, I should be fine. Okay, let me just do live Zoom. See, this is what I do to myself, y'all. I overextend. And it's nobody's fault. I mean, I enjoy it, except that sometimes it gets a little crazy. So, yeah, it was a knock. I'm glad y'all somebody heard it. I was wondering if it was a very clear knock. I'm like, oh, hello. I haven't even started the reading, whoever is here. So, well, how about I just light a little candle here. You know, this candle was on my desk. I still have a little bit in it. And then I was like, maybe I should light a candle. And then I said no, and I moved it there. And something told me, something hasn't, whoever, we're saying light a candle for Elvis. And I was like, yeah, no. Apparently, that could have been like, hey, girlfriend, you better light a candle. I'm like, all right, sweetheart, I will. Just for you, old chap, just for you. Except I don't know where to stick this, so we gotta be careful because I have paper all around me, my cards. All right, so let's do a couple of things, y'all. I will do the basic, and then I will ask y'all. Y'all can ask me what question. Now, before we get into asking questions, please understand this. Give me some time to answer. Don't go boom, boom, boom. When I say any other question, then the next question can come up. Because if the question is if y'all just go type, I mean, of course y'all will. I mean, I'm not going to think. But for me to catch up, it'll take some time, and then I'll miss it, and then I'll get mad at myself. So just hold on to your questions, okay? And kind of be a little patient with me. So yeah, that was a clear knock. So let's get on to this, and then we'll see how things go from here. So let's do a couple of things. First and foremost, he was born on Elvis Aaron Presley was born on January 8, 1935. Like I have to say it, right? Everybody knows, in Tupelo, Mississippi, and he died on August 16, 1977. So he's a Capricorn, and he died in Pisces season. Now, pretty intense energies, right? Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. So I can understand the water element. Now let's delve into this a little bit. So Jupiter is expansion, and Neptune is confusion, illusion, and dreams. And Neptune is also associated with water. Now people will say, well, Kirtana, this, that, and the other. Well, everybody knows that he died in the bathroom. That is an area of the house that is typically associated with water, correct? So that kind of makes complete sense. And it also talks about Neptune is all about confusion, illusion, and dreams. So we know that he was definitely in a state of confusion because of whatever he had ingested or whatever all that was. So it doesn't help with the cognizance of being alert and being in control of your body or etc. Right? And right off the bat, you can also say that let's take a look here. So we'll do the seventh house, right? Hey, come on, man. Okay. Seventh house talks about friends, marriage, partners, contracts, and relationships, right? Husband, wife, etc. Partners, contracts, and relationships, as we know, can be intimate, can be business, can be contracts with anybody. You have a contract with your health insurance company or your car insurance company. It's a contract, right? So any kind of contract would fall into this category. But typically, you could say contracts with people who you are. I'm not going to say necessarily intimate with, but people who you know. We are not going to have contracts with some total stranger, right? I mean, yeah, when you sign up for health insurance or whatever, we're talking about the company, but there is a point of contact through somewhere if you really want to push the envelope that way and stretch it like that. Then we have the ninth house. Now, the ninth house talks about father, distant travel, higher education. It talks about the intellect. The ninth house talks about luck. Ninth house talks about religion as well. And let's look at the third house. Third house talks about siblings. It talks about communication. It talks about your immediate environment. It talks about short trips. It talks about things like that. So when we factor in, when we look at all this, I am not, and again, he died in Pisces season. So that is his third house. So yes, that is very much understandable that he died in his immediate environment, which is his home. Now, for a lot of people, they travel somewhere and they pass somewhere and things like that. But there are a lot of people who pass at home. So in this case, considering how strong the immediate environment factor is over here, he definitely did die in his home. Now, let me just say one thing before I go anywhere. All this conspiracy theory about, maybe sometime I should, in fact, Gypsy Girl's been telling me to do this for a long time, and I've been like, yeah, I'll do it, and I just haven't gotten to do it. I got to get my butt out of my head. My butt out of my head? My head out of my butt. That was fine, wasn't it? Oh my God, there you go. Oh my God, I'm falling apart already. Can't get it together. Okay. So I just need to get off my seat and get to work. Let's put it that way. So this conspiracy theory that Elvis is not dead, he's alive, and something about some Pastor Bob, and I didn't know about Pastor Bob business until Gypsy Girl told me, and I actually went to look it up. He's gone. Okay, let's just deal with it. There is no need for him to think about it. It's such a far-fetched idea that what would be so important a factor or a reason that he would go to the extent of staging his death. And imagine the number of people on so many different levels he needs to buy off to cover his tracks. Like, for example, his immediate, those handlers of the police, the investigators, the coroners, the whatever. I mean, it's why and for what, right? if you want to say, oh, maybe he had enough of being in the limelight and he just wanted to check out, he could very easily make a statement and say, I am retiring, I'm taking some time out. So many actors, so many artists, so many sports people have said, I'm going to take a step back for a year and then think about it and come back, and people basically leave them alone. So why wouldn't he have done that, right? So he's dead, yeah. He's dead, yeah. I didn't even know about Pastor Bob until Gypsy Girl told me about it, and I looked it up. And yeah, from certain angles, yeah, there's certain features that look like Elvis and etc. But so yeah. Hey Renona. So if I missed somebody and I didn't welcome somebody, I do apologize. So let's take a look and see. And did you all see the video I did the other day for Praveen Varugis? Did you all see the initial card layout that I did? Like both of them got the Earth card and the Virgo card, and that kind of freaked me out even. Thank you, Sunshine Dragonfly. Yes, Elvis has. No, well, I don't know if he's left the building like right now because there was clearly a knock. So I don't know. Oh, and the candle burn. Never mind. Here, never mind. I need to get a proper candle. Well, obviously, I tried to kind of bribe him and light the candle that's almost all gone. So he must have got pissed at me and blew out on me. Let me light a nice candle for him, like a tea light candle for him. Hang on. Man, we gotta treat him like royalty after all, He is, right? Here, let me get this. Let me get a tea light and I'll light it for him. Oh, hello. Sorry, Bernie. I'm sorry, baby. Go back to sleep. Right? Like, what was I thinking? How dare I? I was just being cheap, I suppose. I said, oh, there's some more of that candle left. Let me just light that up. Nope, not gonna do. So here we go. Oh, I just want to say really quick before I go, Susie Q, you remember you sent me that little tub of some cream. I don't know what cream it is. Girl, that is so good. It's so good. And I used it a couple of times and I was like, oh my God, I'm struggling with this. I need to, it kind of helped. Kind of soothed me a little bit. Okay, let's do it. Yeah, I don't think he's left the building. He's hanging around here. He better. And Carajas, I got your email, Becca. Thank you so much. Like I said, I never responded to anybody's emails, nothing. Somebody else sent me emails. I mean, a whole bunch of y'all. I never responded to any of those emails. So please don't feel that I'm being rude and, oh, she didn't respond to. I just didn't. I haven't even caught up to my emails, y'all. You have no idea how many emails I have. Yeah, that nettle, right? Yeah, that really, really, really helps. So thank you, Susie Q. I appreciate you sending me that. Right off the bat, we have fire. Virgo, right? And you know something? So his ninth house is Virgo. So am I surprised? No. And then we have Venus. Not at all surprised. So let's think about it for a second. So we have fire. Fire is 23, which is 5. We have Virgo, which is the 6th house in the zodiac, and we have Venus. Venus rules, as we know, Taurus, and Venus also rules Libra. So let's think about this for a second. 20, 30, 39, 45, 4 plus 5, 9. Yes, 9th house is Virgo. So what that tells me is surprised if he at some point in time was curious and was interested. If he had the right environment and right support, he would have pursued his education. Okay, ninth house does talk about education, intellect, etc., and it also talks about distant travel. It also talks about father. Ninth house is luck, ninth house is religion. So I don't know how much of an influence his father was in his life more than his mother. I think his mother was more of the influence than his dad. And I'm also going to say, as far as religion is concerned, he leans more towards, having faith in whichever religion. I don't know whether he was Protestant or Christian or whatever his faith was, but he had an interest and more conservative in those aspects. Now, disclaimer, this is for entertainment purposes only. These are my opinions, my observations. Please do your own due diligence and do your own research and form your own conclusions, right? So I'm going to say his values are a little bit more old-fashioned now. Yes, considering his station in life and the amount of popularity he had, and all, needless to say, he was not a bad-looking dude, right? And all the girls were all over him, etc. A little bit conservative, wanting that old school, old traditional gender roles were important to him. And also wanting to have that family unit, etc. Very, very important, because we have Virgo and then we have Venus. Now remember, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, right? And it's quick, and Mercury is very fluid and easy to adapt, and sometimes Mercury could also say it's the kind of energy that you can kind of run away with it. It's that runaway type of a horse type of an energy, all right? And then you have Venus. Venus is all about finances and luck and all the good things in life, wanting that stability. Venus is not just about beauty and all the fun things and all that. Venus is wanting that stability, wanting to have that feeling of being stable, secure, steady, constant, that sort of a life, wanting that, needing that, finding a lot of strength in that. And then you have the fire energy, which is 5, right? And what is the 5th house? Let's talk about 5th house. 5th house talks about love affairs, speculation, and kids. Now, I'm not going to get into, Elvis, did he have affairs or not, or whatever, just whatever. But we talk about 5th house is also about kids, right? And it's education. Now, I'll tell you this. We all know, right? You all will say, Kirtana, you're not telling me anything different than what everybody knows, right? About Elvis. I mean, come on. But his need to want to have that Venus, that special somebody in his life, that constant, his other half, okay? And 5th house, right? Be very passionate and be very, very fiery in terms of protecting his child, like wanting to protect his child, like overly protective, if you will, all fire, like, my child, that's my child, that kind of overly protective kind of a parent. He would have been that, he would be that, he is that. I was corrected, he is what I'm told. And then Virgo is, well, in between all of this, as far as the 6th house, work, health, discipline, and habits is concerned, very easy to change tracks, very easy to, he found it very easy to adapt to new things as far as career is concerned. Very focused on work, very disciplined about his work. Quite health conscious, actually. Surprise, surprise. In the beginning, I would say he was very, very health conscious, and he was not afraid to work hard. He was not afraid. That's the one thing I see. He was not afraid to put in the hard work at all. And I don't know at what age in his life he kind of lost it as far as health is concerned, but he was quite health conscious. He was quite aware of eating right, doing indulgences we all do, like, as much as I shouldn't be eating all this, cookies and this, that, and the other, well, I do. And I know I try not to do it often. I try to keep, control over it. But I am very cognizant of the effect that's going to have on my body, and I still indulge, and knowing very well my stomach is going to basically have a fit. But do I do it really often? No. Do I try to control it? Yes, but I'm not perfect. I do indulge. Once in a great while, I try not to, but yeah, what are you going to do? But having said that, did he start off as being the kind of a person who would kind of, in his initial stages of his career, very, very focused? This is a very hardworking young man and not afraid to put in the effort. Very religious, even in the sense that had a lot of faith. I don't know if he was Protestant or Catholic or Pentecostal, or I don't know what denomination, but whatever his faith was, I'm going to say that he had that relationship with this God. He trusted, he wanted, he believed in it. Okay? Okay, I'm missing some. Hey Sheldon, how are you? Good to see you, Sheldon. Okay, let's move on, right? Oh, really? My Mag says she has a cousin who's a spitting image of Elvis Presley. Is often been mistaken for him. Wow. Yeah, weird. Something just fell in my face just now. I don't know what it is. I felt something drop. I might be just spooking myself for all you know, because it's like the world card. Wow. Alright, old chap, show me what you got, buddy. See, I'm not surprised the Virgo card popped up. 9th house. That's where he was born, 9th house Virgo, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn and Virgo is Mercury. So I don't know. Oh, he was Pentecostal. Thank you for posting that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll get to that, Courtney. She was apparently a minor. We'll get to that. I'm just starting the reading. So I'm going to ask y'all this thing. Whoever is into this Elvis thing probably knows. Was there a point in time ever mentioned that his mother almost gave him up, or might have wanted to terminate the pregnancy, or almost thought the pregnancy was terminated because of whatever, medical whatever she might have thought? Something about that's popping up. I don't know what it is. See, if the Gemini, you know how there's that whole controversy that he actually has a twin brother or yada yada, all that stuff. I don't know, y'all. We'll see. We'll see how often the Mercury, the Gemini card pops up, followed by if I get anything else that will support that. Then we have the Magician. No wonder. I mean, heck, we have the World card and the Magician card. Seriously, I mean, and then we have the Devil card. Yeah. Well, okay. Here we go. So with the World card, obviously, the World card, as we know, is again associated with Saturn, right? And it talks about completion, it talks about hard work, putting in the hard work and being rewarded, right? As long as you put in the hard work, you will be rewarded. And successful completions through hard work, right? And then you have the Magician card. Now, here's the thing, the Magician card is Mercury. It talks about communication, it talks about travel. Now keep in mind, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and that was his 9th house, correct? And 9th house talks about luck and religion. So we also know that his communication was good. So communication could be body language, could be communication via an art form, communication as in actually speaking, but in his case, it is through art, which is his music, right? And clearly his voice, oh my God, his voice. This man could have gone on, he could have, let me tell you, with this card, okay, now I don't know about vocals and the range and, oh, he can hit the B and the G and the F and the E and all that. I don't know, none of that, y'all. That's way above my, I just know I like music, I don't like music. This sounds good, that doesn't sound good, that kind of a thing. Very, like, I'm not in any way an expert in this. If whatever genre of music or type of music or type of he whatever he would have chosen, he would have been successful, right? Whether it's hip hop, well, clearly hip hop wasn't there then. Whatever type of music or type of music he decided to pursue and put out as his work, whatever he did, he would have been successful. And even as far as his skill sets with regards to being creative in any way, shape, or form. Now, I don't know about this. One of y'all will be able to post here if you know. Did he used to sketch or did he used to paint? I wouldn't be surprised if he had a sketchbook or a paint book or something where he made these sketches or he painted some random stuff or he wrote prose. Now, I'm not talking about writing the lyrics for his music, writing prose or short stories or stuff like that. But more than the writing aspect of prose, and again, it's not lyrics, that's different. I'm talking about sketching or painting, right? Something like that. And then we have the devil card. Now, of course, this card, right, leads me back to the sixth house, work, health, discipline, and habits. And of course, we know he is a Capricorn, correct? The this card, okay, does talk about control, okay, wanting control, being controlled, addictive behaviors. Addictive behaviors, just like I was saying the other day to somebody, addictions and addictive behaviors doesn't necessarily have to be smoking and drinking and drugs and stuff. Addictive behaviors could be like, I don't know, obsessive compulsive disorders, or maybe that's not addictive. Addictive behaviors could be like, every day in the morning I have to have my cup of coffee. I am addicted, flat out. I have to have my cup of coffee in the morning. That's an addiction, right? Because if I don't, I'm like, oh my God. Like today I had to go get my blood test done and they said to come fasting and just have water, right? And I made sure I was there. I was the first person there, let them draw blood, came home and I had to have my cup of coffee. I was like, oh my God, I can't deal with it. So I suppose that's addiction. But being controlled, being addicted, that sort of a thing, and under the influence of and being controlled by certain people, so codependent behaviors, that sort of a thing. I will tell you though, with what I'm seeing right here, before we go any further, as much as he was so popular and etc., he never felt like he belonged. And that great need to have that stability, to have that relationship, to have that like I said many a time, home is not a place, it's a person, right? At least that's what I think. To have that, my own, something that, that level of stability, that kind of a thing, he never had. So he never felt like he had it. So even though he might have been with whoever his wife is, whatever, maybe to a certain extent he did, but for some reason he always felt like he didn't really completely belong. I don't know whether it was his fear of no, I'm not being, so it's not fear, I'm told. It's like too afraid to invest 100%, too afraid to invest 100%. And even if he did invest, he was too afraid. Okay. Too afraid to believe in that reality, to accept it. It was like, oh my God, is it true? Is it real? Is it real? That constant doubting. Like, is this really me? Is this really my family? Is this really my family unit? Is this really my wife, my love, my whatever? Like, constantly doubting and wondering when it's all going to go poof. That level of insecurity was there for him. And I will tell you, I do believe his handlers played on that. I do believe they did. I do believe that. Wait, somebody said that. Somebody said something. I read about this in a book. I don't know what it, I think Elvis always missed his other half, the lost. Yeah. that constant need for wanting to belong, wanting to have something. I'm telling you, this is a very traditional guy, man. I mean, it's so sad because people think that it's just women who want that stability, that security, and all. There are a lot of men also who want that, who need that, who crave that. We just kind of exactly. I do wish they made music like the way they did then. Unfortunately, they don't now. Everything is with synthesizers. Um, uh, a lot of men also do. You know how they think, oh, men are like, I mean, again, don't come at me. People say, oh, guys don't, are not emotionally involved or emotionally committed. Usually it's the women who are so emotionally dependent. There are a lot of men who are like that too, and nothing wrong with that. It's not gender specific, right? It doesn't matter what your gender is, you either are or you're not. Yes, Seeking Serenity says, did your butterfly look like rosacea? I don't know what rosacea looks like. I have to go check that out. But the doctor, she took some pictures, and she's been, every time I go to see her, she takes pictures under some certain light, and she shows me. It's weird. I don't know, I have to look at that. I have to go look a picture of what rosacea looks like, then I know. Yeah, this thing about the twin, I've heard it too, but we'll get into that. Now let's get into the main part of the reading, correct? Okay, what deck should I use today? What are you going to show me? How are we going to do this? Are we going to use anything? Wait, I got a whole bunch of decks. What did I do with them? Oh, people. It's right before my eyes. Let me see if I want to use this. This is a little bit of a dark deck. Maybe. Why do I have reversals in this? I have some reversals in this, y'all. Or not. Hang on one second. Let me just fix this, okay? I suppose not all of them are reversed. Just a couple. This is a very interesting deck, y'all. Very, I don't know if it's really a dark deck. And I don't know if I should be using a dark deck, but just bear with me, okay? Because I don't know if I very specifically am going to do reversals. I'm going to fix this, and if any pop up as reversals, we leave them. If they don't, they don't. Oh my God, these cards are sticking to each other. Why? Hang on, everybody. We're going to use this deck because I haven't. Dude, come on, man. Seriously? There we go. This is a pretty nice deck. I'm going to use this. Another thing I want to say is, how many of y'all believe that? I was just going to ask, how many of y'all believe that Elvis had a twin? And somebody here says, Rocket Robin says Elvis's twin's name was Jesse. I don't know, y'all. Do y'all believe it? Seriously? I don't know if I buy into that story. What do we see? Are there any photographic evidence that could support that theory? That's what I want to know. I don't believe I've ever seen any pictures of his twin. I don't believe. But this is a slightly dark deck, but it's okay. And these cards are just so thick and come on, buddy. Okay. So I think I got them all. If anything pops up in the reverse, I won't take it as reverse, okay? I will just do this. There we go. Let's put these here. Definitely codependency. It was very, very controlled environment. And I'll tell you something. I do believe that he was too trusting. In a way, I do believe he was very naive. That very that's very trusting, having good principles and ethics and trusting of people. Some people are just trusting. They don't. am I going to say innocent? No, but he was very naive, and that constant, that need to belong, that need to want to have his own, for whatever reason, that great need of wanting to belong, wanting to have his own kind of a stuff was so great in him that I do believe he might have, people around him, his handlers might have figured out, oh, you know how these sharks, these vampires, they just know, they just pick up, and then they hop in on that, and then it's like finally their tentacles, and it starts grabbing you. It's like that. They must have realized, oh, that's his weakness, and kind of built on it, utilized it. Oh, I didn't know his twin was stillborn, is he? Oh, I didn't. I feel that Elvis was meant to be a light in this town. He was destined to be a star. Oh, I don't know. But this whole thing about, yes, Elvin was a twin. Twins in our family are very hereditary. Jerry Garum, president, died at birth. Oh, she did? Oh, I didn't know. See, I'll tell you something. Very, very trusting of people. I'm going to say this, and people are probably going to be mad at me. I put my money on Elvis more than I would on Michael. There it is. Now, I'm not saying that he is not a good artist or whatever, that's not the point. Michael as well had a tough childhood, with that crazy father of his and whatever, it was basically child abuse, there is no doubting that, but there are some aspects to him that I am not going to just blindly say that, oh, he's completely innocent. I wouldn't say that. Candy Garrison Acres says, I'm a twin and my daughter has to, oh wow! Oh wow! Oh, that is so cool. Sunshine Dragonfly, she says, I just invited 96 women learning about tarot. Oh, that is so cool. Thank you. I hope they join us. Oh, Raynona is also a twin. Wow, look at the number of twins we have here. I had no idea, y'all. Okay, let's get on with this. That is so cool. Show me what I need to see. Right off the bat, the Emperor. Page of Wands. Ace of Swords. Very much controlled. Very much controlled. Very, very, very much controlled. Now the Emperor is an Aries card, right? And the Emperor does talk about having the ability to manage, to handle, to accumulate, to want to create, manage, multiply, handle, but be basically the leader. Now, it's an Aries card, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Aries is his fourth house. Fourth house talks about emotions, home, family roots, affairs at the end of life, and mother. Now, I will tell you, Aries is Mars. Mars is fiery, thirsty, go for it, let's do it. And Saturn is like, no, hold back, hold back, hold back. So there was a little bit of contradiction. Then we have Page of Wands. Page of Wands, what do we have about Page of Wands? Page of Wands is somebody who is wanting to and willing to take action, correct? Let me get that there. Let's see. So Page of Wands does talk about coming up with new creative ideas, and it's just not about creative ideas, it's taking action on those ideas, bringing new creative ideas to the table, but it's like okay, here's a brilliant idea, let's act on it, let's do it, wanting to go for it. Then we have the Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is having the mental clarity or lacking mental clarity. Ace of Swords could also mean like somebody who's being very, very quick to decide, quick to to snap and say off with his head, or somebody is like quick to eliminate a certain connection, a person, a relationship, or situationship, whatever. Now I will tell you, he was being watched 24/7. I would not be surprised if whoever this emperor was in his life, who was basically his manager, who controlled, who created, who introduced, whoever, basically his handler, if you will, okay, I will not be surprised if that individual had tied up with the page of wands a younger energy, which could have been one of his bodyguards, to constantly watch him, okay, and when the time was right, to make the decision to are you going to focus today or not, card? There we go. So, I will tell you. So, page of wands in the traditional tarot, as I said, bringing news, bringing opportunity, bringing an idea, creative idea, something about taking an action, that sort of a thing, okay? But I do believe there is a tie-up. Now, am I going to go at this point and saying, no, Elvis was murdered? I'm not saying it just now. I'm going to do a separate ask for that. So hang on. But I would not be surprised at all if there might have been some sort of a conspiracy going on over there. I wouldn't be surprised if towards the later half he actually wanted to dial it back, and he wanted to dial it back and take a step back. But what I'm sensing that you can't afford to do that. You don't get to make that decision. You do not get to make that decision of wanting to, I'm tired, I want to step back. Oh no. You are basically a puppet. You're making money for me. So we have all these contracts lined up. We have all these gigs lined up. Get off your ass and get to work. I'm really tired. I can't do it. I need to. Well, that's just too bad. Here, take this. You have an obligation. You have a contract. You got to deliver. Get off your ass. Pardon my language. Get off your tushy and do this. But seeing as how he's the kind of a guy who was all about keeping commitments and how much value he put in all of that stuff, that need, that drive to, oh heck, I have made this commitment, and yes, this person is right, it's my responsibility to deliver on my commitments, whether I like it or not, I have to do it. And that's where the connection in getting hooked up with drugs comes in. Alright, fine. I'm not going to say that Elvis right off the bat said, oh, I'm going to do drugs, man. You know, that sort of stuff. Oh, that sounded stupid, right? I can't even act. Anyway, it's like, oh, let's go do this, man. It makes me feel. I don't think that's how he got introduced to it. It was, and unfortunately, this is usually how a lot of these artists and stars and whatever get into all these drugs, is that you have those commitments, you have to deliver, you have a contract, you have signed a contract, come hell or high water, you have to go deliver on that, right? Unless, of course, there is a something in it, a loophole there that says if you're not feeling well, then, there's all these companies who go sue them left, right, and center, right? So these artists end up working themselves to the bone just to pay off these big organizations. So I think that's how he got into these drugs. Because it was like, oh shoot, I have to do this, I'm feeling super tired, I can't help it, I have to do it. Okay, that's how I do believe. Now, people say that, oh, he always had an addiction to food and he was always like, all about food and whatever. I'm not seeing that at this stage yet. I'm not saying this. Maybe later on in life he started becoming dependent on food or addicted to food because it's like comfort eating. But right now that's not what I'm seeing. But I'll tell you, there was this constant threat to him, y'all. This card to me signifies a constant threat. Let me see. Oh wait. Oh, that sucks, carriage house. Sorry about that, girl. Oh, shoot. That's. Mm. Yeah, let's keep that for Zoom tomorrow, Becca. Okay? Don't put it out here. Auntie, oh wow. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Girl, Becca, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Or call me, we'll set up something and then, I can like help you through that. Or we'll do a card reading or whatever. And you don't have to pay for it. I'll just do it. Or join in on the Zoom tomorrow if you want to, just get it out. So hang on. So, Auntie, girl, good for you, girl. Let's do Zoom tomorrow, okay? Auntie, good for you. You have the strength. Yeah, life moves on, man. Like, what do you, But it's very unfortunate, Auntie. They are unfortunate for some people because there are a lot of people who, like how I say time and again, I say, change is the only constant in life. I truly, genuinely believe that, y'all. I truly believe that. Change is the only constant in life. There's some things I truly believe in. That's the one thing. The other thing is, I always say, we begin to die from the day we are born, from the moment we are born. I believe in that. Okay, what do I mean by saying, oh, we begin to die? The process of aging, right? It's like, okay, you're a baby, and then you age, and then you die, To me, that's the process. We begin to die from the moment we come into this world. I'm talking about the physical body, right? So, true life, again, let's not go off the subject, but I'm trying to. True life for me is when from the moment of conception to the moment of birth, that is the true life. Yeah, I'm going to be, Kirshana, what the heck are you talking about? We'll get into that. So we begin to die from the moment we're born because we're aging. Aging is a process of deterioration, if you look at it, correct? This has lipstick marks, y'all. I'm like, whatever. I'm just going to. So, aging is your body deteriorating, right? I mean, like a 10-year-old kid will bounce back if he fell off a tree sooner. I mean, I'm not talking about, think about it. He's climbing up and doing monkey business, he falls off or he fractures his arm and he'll be fine within a couple of months, whatever. But a 20-year-old, right? It may take, I'm just saying, it may take a little longer for him to heal, or maybe he'll heal faster depending on his health, whatever. But a 40-year-old, right? I guarantee he's not going to heal as fast. My own personal experience. That's why I haven't been riding horses in a while because I'm like, oh, I've had some major accidents and broken a lot of bones. I don't think I will bounce back as fast as I used to do earlier. And not that I'm afraid of riding horses. I'm not afraid of riding horses. I'm afraid if I fall, the repercussions of that. I'm never afraid of horses. I mean, I'll get on a horse and ride if I have to, but that horse better well listen to me because I am not going to fall and I'm not going to fracture anything anymore. I'm done with all that. So, you know what I mean? So that's what I believe in. And then there's another thing I also say. People say, oh, end of life and this, that, and the other. To me, when I look at death, it's just moving on from one phase to another. Moving on from one from the physical world to another world. I don't believe we completely just go away and vanish away. I don't. Anyway, now I'm going off somewhere else, isn't it? Oh wow, Sunshine Dragonfly, that's interesting. You know. Yes, for personal consultations, contact me or go to my website, do all that good stuff. Now, I will tell you one more thing when I see this card. There was a brief period of his life where I do believe he was suicidal. I do believe. Because there's that feeling of entrapment, feeling like I'm trapped, I can't get out of this. See, he started this journey, this career, for a better life. He started this for a better life. He had a talent. He started this. He was like going to go for it and make a better life for himself, right? But at some point in time, it stopped being fun for him and it stopped really satisfying that the original need as to why he got into the industry to make a better life. Like after a certain point, you have everything. What do you do? But that satisfaction, he must have thought that it would. He thought the need for wanting to pursue this particular field or whatever, this particular type of industry shifted. Like so the need from wanting to basically be successful and have the finances to have a secure life to now I've attained all of this. Now I want to pursue singing and do just for my emotional satisfaction, just because I enjoy music. When in his mind, that shift happened, these people wouldn't let him make that diversion. What does that mean? Maybe lesser, what do you call that? Lesser traveling, lesser singing out in the public, and what do they call that? Whatever they call it, my God, I can't even remember the word. But could have been more like, I maybe will go behind the scenes and maybe release an album or two every couple of years, So they were not willing to do that because the amount of money he was making, having live concerts, concerts is the word I was looking. He wanted to step back from that and start segueing into, I'll do a couple of albums. I don't know if y'all, I haven't read any of his books, and people will say, well, how do we know? I haven't read any books as far as Elvis's thing. I usually don't go and read autobiographies or biographies. I don't have the patience because I always thought there's always an element of ego in it, and I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. But he did have intentions or wanting and hoping and having dreams of ideas of wanting to build a school purely dedicated to music and even offer scholarships. This guy was a philanthropist. If only he would have been full on, if only they had let him. It's very unfortunate, very unfortunate. He died, he was murdered, y'all, What I mean by murdered is the greed of these people is what killed him. Directly, so. Yeah, it gets the life out of you. Elvis lost freedom in his life. That's true. That is exactly what I was wanting to say, but your words, your phrases, perfect. So Pandora Spock says Elvis lost freedom in his craft. That's absolutely what I was struggling to say. Did Elvis's father play a part in his disillusionment? Yes. You see, I'll tell you one thing. Remember I said ninth house? Remember that? Ninth house talks about father too, but I don't see a lot of that father element over here. It's more the mother than the father. So that could most definitely be true. He also wanted to be a serious actor, but was not going, yeah. I'm telling you, this man, it would have gone on to be a philanthropist. He would have. Very generous. Okay, very, very generous. Because after a certain point, I missed that. Okay. After a certain point, for him, he's like, I've accomplished everything and more, but now I want to do something else. A genuinely good human being. Genuinely good human being. I don't think the father was so much active in his life, so integral in his life. Whoever the colonel was, of course the movie is coming out, but his handler, let's call him his handler, his manager. This one. The empress, see, as I said, the mother, okay. So, the empress is Venus, is love, comfort, it's art, it's security, it's wanting to give you that abundance, that beautiful, bountiful stuff. But when you look at this card, look at this. Look at this card. Okay, so it's not just the mother, but I also believe he truly did look at his wife also as, see how these cards are popped up. We have the emperor and the empress over here. Okay, his mother was very very integral in his life, but I'm also saying after that his wife too, he put a lot of stock in her. He really felt that relationship. See, when we have the fire, this I'm looking at it from a different perspective. We have the fire card, we have the world card, we have the emperor and empress. So this too tells me very fiery, fiery, intense passion and need to have the husband wife relationship, and basically their world within the world, their life, their relationship, their bonding was his whole world. That's how, look at this here, very passionate man. I mean, people will be like, oh yeah, he's Elvis Presley, but very passionate, right? So burned up. What are you doing, Papa? Huh? Are you uncomfortable? So let's continue on here. Elvis was a, yeah, which is true. Three of Wands. Okay, I'm going to take these cards. Let's see what these are. Six of Cups. We have Four of Wands, a lot of action. Nine of Swords, Page of Cups. Very unfortunate. So we can clearly see over here with the Three of Wands, it's all about that constant need to travel, the constant need for commerce, for expansion, commerce and expansion, commerce and expansion. Virgo, Diable, Page of Wands, Three of Wands, commerce and expansion. We need to go, we need to work, we need to do, control, 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 control. We have to be diligent about work. Virgos are very, very very particular about work, right? Here we go. Oh, actually, this is how I should hold it. Can you see? I'm sorry, y'all, I'm all over the map. So there's a constant need. Hang on, dude. There we go. This is how this. I'm sorry. This was on top, and this like this. So with the Virgo, this card popping up here, it tells me that constant need to work, control, being controlled for work, right? And the Page of Wands, I do believe, is somebody who was always by his side, like motivating him, like trying to be supportive, etc. But I do believe there was also a constant underlying kind of a threat. I do believe Elvis was not very happy with this man. He kind of at times felt a little bit threatened by this guy, or kind of doubted him, and felt that very, like he couldn't trust him 100%. Okay, so there's that great need for that. And then after that, you have the Nine of Swords over there, which tells me a lot of anxiety and grief. This caused him this constant control, this diable, the codependency, the control, caused him a lot of frustration, a lot of, what is Nine of Swords? Nine of Swords talks about, grief and anxiety and mental stress and back and forth in the mind, constant stress. Then here we have Venus, the Magician, Ace of Swords, Nine of Cups, and Page of Cups. So here again we go, right? Venus, I talked about. Venus is all about success. It's stability. It's having the finances, wanting nice things, creativity, the fine things in life, beauty, security, stability. Venus is also food. And then you have the Magician, having the ability to create whatever you wanted, create magic. We have the Eight of Swords. There was this constant threat of, I can quickly cut all this down and shut it down. Okay? And also lacking mental clarity or having mental clarity, depending on how you look at it. But as far as his creativity goes, I do believe, based on the other cards that have popped up, he might have lost mental clarity. He was unable to also cut loose. He was unable to cut loose. And cut loose as in disengage himself from this group of people. But I wouldn't be surprised even at some point in time he must have thought about committing suicide or what will happen if everything ends now. I wouldn't be surprised if it did cross his mind. Then you have the Nine of Cups. Yes, Nine of Cups talks about wish fulfillment. Um, it talks about, you know, having it all, if you will, being emotionally self-sufficient, having it all. But the Nine of Cups also, just like the Nine of Swords, talks about, based on how I'm seeing it here, talks about being not having, not feeling emotionally fulfilled by all that you have now, right? So all the talent, all the money, all the fame, all the fortune was not emotionally satisfying him. So I don't know, did he keep a journal? Remember earlier I said he might have been writing or prose or also not articles, like an essay, or he might have sketched or he might have painted. Journal. Did he keep a journal? Where is that journal? This is, do y'all know if there was a journal that went missing? There is a journal. That journal would definitely shed a lot of light. I wouldn't be surprised if that has been confiscated and destroyed or hidden somewhere, because a lot of people will get into boo boo, because after that you have the Page of Cups. Look at this card. A lot of people will get into boo boo if that journal came to light. A lot of powerful people in the industry at that time. So, hence they are going to do everything they can to not let that come to light, right? Let me just look up that 1 second. As I say that, and what are the odds that I would open to that exact info page? Wow. Okay, so the conscious and the subconscious minds have been torn apart as madness begins to envelop the person. Quickly, he or she descends into this murky world. Clearly, this is a terrifying journey, but will it ever end? Is there a depth to this descent? Did y'all hear that? Let me read it again. The mind is torn in two. The conscious and the subconscious minds have been torn apart as madness begins to envelop the individual, woman or man, right? Quickly, he or she descends into the murky world. Clearly, this is a terrifying journey, but will it ever end? Is there a depth to this descent? Meaning, is there an end to the bottom? Can we see the bottom? Think about that, y'all. Just think about that. I mean, what are the odds that, I mean, like, I don't know what to say, but very interesting. I'm missing oh wait, Pandora's Box says, I saw a clip of him in concert and he was mocking himself, dancing, kind of like, do I have to do this? Yeah, his mother dies at age 42, August 14th, Elvis died at 42, August 16th, yeah. Very sad. Crystal Pink, hey girl, how are you? Good to see you here. Yeah, this is, I think this is what you're talking about, right, Sherilyn? Yeah. It's that immense sadness, y'all. That's the kind of thing that blows my mind. It's like very, very complete feeling, the feeling of complete it's like everything is like taken away, like no more control of your life, no more control of feeling completely like emptied of anything. Like, what do? I have all of this, but yet there's nothing. I have nothing. That feeling, when you get that, uh, when you get that, when a person falls to that level, It's very difficult for them to bounce back, y'all. Very difficult. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a percentage of or an element of depression. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, man, he just wanted to create music. Sure, in the beginning, he wanted to create music, be famous, make all that money, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, sure, I get it. Absolutely. Is this my new deck? Yeah. But the fact that at some point in time after he saw the level of fame, he's like, okay, I've accomplished all of this. Now I want to go on to do something else. How? For Sarah Winchester, wait, who are we talking about? Wait, hang on. Oh, I lost a whole bunch. Goosebumps says, hey, Goosebumps says, Colonel Tom Parker. Who's that now? Was that his manager? Y'all have to educate me because I know it's outlandish, but I would love a reading for Patsy Cline. That's very interesting. Oh my God. Wait, what? Hang on. So I missed some candy. Okay, so Raynona Bora says, hey, Dream, he's going to die at 42. Who are you talking about, Raynona? I'm curious to know. I know it's out there. Okay, so I read that. Okay, so I saw that. Okay, so I'm going to get this person. Hang on. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, I'm going to address this. So we have another ding dong ding along over here. Gotcha life cookie. Okay, of course the comment was deleted by my moderator, but I will address it. So he or she says, you lost all credibility when you did a reading about a little girl who disappeared in Western Australia from a campsite, and you said she had been killed, throat cut, and she turned up safe. Okay, so Gotcha life cookie, if I lost all credibility, why the F are you here? Piss off. So why are you here? If I have no credibility, what the heck are you doing watching my videos? Take a hike. Okay? Take a hike. Dude or dudette, whoever the F you are. Alright. So I address that. Carrie Lee London, good to see you. Yeah, I know. It's the weirdest thing, there always has to be troll crotch she was. That's so funny. So it's the weirdest thing, y'all. That's the sad part, and that's another reason why I really appreciate this group of people, because they understand what tarot is. Okay, they understand. And bye, Felicia. Yeah, what tarot is, and so many people who posted their nasty comments on that video. I guarantee they didn't even see the whole video. You know how it happens? Some ding dong ding-a-lang somewhere would have watched it, and he or she would have got his or her knickers all in a twist. And then so people will be like, oh, I gotta go see this, and they'll see little bits of it, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put my stamp of disapproval on this. They wouldn't even seen the whole thing. So if you don't see the whole thing, and if you don't pay attention to what is being said, not just my channel, any other tarot reader or any other astrologer, not just me, if you don't pay attention to everything that is being said and consider the context in which it is said, you're going to jump to conclusions. Obviously, you're going to jump to wrong conclusions. What did they say? Presumptions are always wrong. So that's what happens to these stupid people, right? To these stupid people. So if I lost all credibility, why are they even here? Blows my mind. But anyway, so Delvin, I almost lost it, Delvin. And so Delvin says, I think we are open-minded people who know we don't know everything about everything. Yeah. Candy Garrison says, it's very hard for famous people to live because they can't live alone, which is very true. When he died, they said he was about bankrupt. See, but now we'll get into a little something here. Let me do this. I won't use this, but hang on. We'll get into the finances part of it. Uh, what I want to ask is, uh, I'm going to use this. Hang on, y'all. Actually, I'm not even going to use that. Uh, So, and I did say that very clearly. See, people choose to hear only what they want to hear. It's selective hearing, selective sight. In fact, I got a very, very long email. This was way back when, right after all the brouhaha settled down from somebody. I don't know if it is a male or female. I don't know, because the emails sometimes you can't say, and they sign off as whatever. So I got that email saying that thank you so very much for whatever you did, and I understand there was a lot of backlash you got and yada yada whatever. So I'm like, yeah, whatever. And so that person really had watched the video. Clearly they did. He or she did. In that video, I had very clearly said she is within close proximity to either her home, immediate environment, either her home or the campsite. And I think I had mentioned the minutes or the miles or something like that. Ultimately, come to find out, she was 7 minutes away from her home? Go figure. So people only pick on certain things. I will stick to it even till today. I thought a lot about it. I said, I'm not going to take down the video. I believe in the messages I get. I do believe if she had not been found when she was found, she wouldn't have. The amount of pressure and stuff that the police had, they were able to go about doing it. But then again, till today, nobody has explained, even the police, and whoever lives in Australia or New Zealand would know better, why is it that they still haven't found out? Even the police release, they're saying they suspect there was a woman involved. Until today, nobody has heard about who that woman is, where they're able to find out who that woman is or identify that person. Why? So, let's get back to Elvis. So he dreamed that he was going to die, join his mother. Oh, I didn't know he used black shoe polish to dye his own hair. That is so interesting. I do believe he was a more evolved. He was an old soul. Slam dunk. He was an old soul. I'm just going to say it. Auntie says I'm smudging a comment section now for good. Oh, thank you. Oh my God. What are the odds? So Gypsy Girl says he dreamed that he was going to die and join his mother, and she says he used to use black shoe polish to dye his hair. Y'all, if I show y'all this card, I'm just going to show, and everybody's going to be like, oh my God, what deck is it? Let's not get into it. Just look at this deck. What does that say? Isn't that's the only card that popped out. Don't ask me about this deck. We'll talk about it when we are in our group, whatever, sometimes. So Google. Auntie, thank you for smudging, Auntie. Very interesting. Very interesting, this one. There is a story here. Somebody wanting to do the one step, the dance, the one step. I want to have one last dance before I leave. Something was written in a notebook. The diary thing is still coming up. I want to have one last dance before I leave. And writing something in a book. Looking out of the window and willing to give up everything, like literally willing to throw the baby out with the bathwater just for peace of mind. And just wanting to just live a completely different life. I'm going to say that he was beginning to be completely wait, Connie, hey Connie, good to see you, Connie. I do believe that he was completely like checked out. He's like, I'm done, I want out of this, I'm done, I want out of this. I do believe he was an old soul. I truly believe he was an old soul, which is very unfortunate. See, for him, it's all about, I have this talent, I want to make music, and yes, all the wealth and everything came with it, fine, but now what? I've accomplished, now I have the security, everything, now can I not just go off and be a musician? Why can't you people just let me be a musician? Right? That's the problem with a lot of these people, even managers for athletes, talent managers or whatever, these scouts, whatever. You got to be very careful. I'm not saying every one of them are y'all. You know what? I'm a bit concerned. I hope I didn't actually use the F word. I hope I stopped myself in time. But I have to go back and watch the video. Y'all, somebody tell me, did I actually use the F word or did I stop in time? But anyway, because if I have used the F word, then I apologize for using a foul word, but I hope I didn't use. I don't think I did. But anyway, so what was I going to say? Why is this one? See, the dancing, wanting to, thank God, Suzuki, thank God, wanting to have one last dance, Thank you, Delvin. I really was a bit concerned. I'm like, oh my God, what did I do? But anyway, thank God I stopped at time, Debbie, because if I did, I gotta apologize. So anyway, what I do feel is that one last dance before I go. That thing is stuck in my head. I don't know whether it was the beginning of a song. I don't know what. Then I also see, what is this? A dog. Like, did he have a pet? Did he have a dog when he passed? Was a dog by his side? Either the dog is called Blue or a blue collar or something about that. And birds flying. So there was a lot of chatter. People talking about it. People whispering. Thank you, Crystal Pink. And then we have the complete, this is a bit graphic. So, blue collar, dog's name is Blue, or something about a blue dog. Lot of chatter, lot of talk. Dancing, one last dance before I go. But there's also like people, you know how, okay, mice run around in the dark trying to steal and being stealthy and being quiet, and yet they're not up to no good. That's what I see. Then it's like, Susie Q, bless you. So Susie Q says, Lol, I'm Scottish, the air would have indeed been blue. Oh, thank you, Sunshine Dragonfly, for confirming, but I thought I stopped in time. But there's almost a feeling like, so this is graphic and this should not be a trigger for anybody. So when what I'm being shown is that deep, remember I said that deep feeling of loss. It's like I have everything but everything is gone, I have nothing. That complete loss, that feeling completely empty, those few moments before he passed, it's like he felt that he didn't exist anymore. So it's that complete emptiness. It's like complete, like he felt that he never really existed and he didn't exist anymore. So almost like a surreal kind of a thing, but it's like he's showing me like a so when you look at yourself in the mirror you see a reflection, but it's like black. Like he sees the outline, but it's black. It's like I think he didn't know that his end was coming. But I will tell you this though, he died when he was 42, right? I don't know if he had survived that. I don't think he would have lived for much longer. It either would have been that year or the year after. 42 or 43 is pretty much when he would have. He was not destined to live past 50. No way. It would have been 42 or 43. Was he 42 or was he 43 when he died? Oh shoot, I put this the wrong way now as I struggle. I think he was 42, right, when he passed. Let me see, where's my notes? I did his numbers. What did I do with it? Oh my god, what did I do with the paper? Yeah. So he was born in 35. Yeah, he was 42. So it would have been either that year or the year after, 42 or 43. I don't think he would have lived much past that. That helplessness, absolutely. Sherilyn Sharma says, you were an amazing southern lady, oh my god. Sometimes, it's like, it's very sad. You know how they say sometimes when people are in that complete, like, zero gravity, like it's like that one point where it's like, I don't know how to explain it, y'all, and I don't know why I am talking in such detail. I have no idea. So maybe I'm picking up his energy or whatever. It's so what when you hit that point of feeling completely like void, completely null, zero. So the best way I can say it is, you see okay y'all, let me assure you, I'm not depressed, thankfully. I mean, knock on wood, stable, everything is good. I just have frustrations with my health, which freaking drives me insane, but there you go, I use the freaking word again. That's not a bad word, is it? I hope not. Anyway, but I'm being very specifically shown these, like, so I don't even know how to say it. What I'm being shown is that complete feeling of coming, like everything just coming down to that, and just that dot, and ultimately that dot even disappearing. And that to me, Bernie, that to me is the worst feeling ever, is what I'm being told. Worst feeling ever, because it's like, did I even exist? Like, is it like, am I real? Am I real? Do I really have a physical form? Is this even real? Do I even exist? Like, what is this? That level of feeling completely kind of mentally and emotionally voided. It's like feeling so, that level of void, that level of emptiness, which is very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. And that had been building up in him for a while. That's what I'm being told, and I don't know why I have this need to express this. And I assure you, it's not me. It's just this energy around me is making me talk about this in so much detail. And I, knock on wood, thank God, I've never experienced that, so I can't even talk out of personal experience, and it is not my personal experience, which is very interesting why that is being pushed in here. Anywho, Elvis had a chow chow dog named Getlo who outlived his master by a year. Oh. He had serious colon problems and suspected autoimmune condition. Yes, that's true, Sherilyn. But I do believe that his issues, his colon issues, his health issues, his whatever issues, a lot of it is brought on by stress, and also, like I said, after a certain point in time, what the hell is going on here? After a certain point in time, I do believe that he might have started comfort eating. Remember I said I don't see that addiction to food, but let me ask. Let me see if I get that addiction to food. He was an old soul, y'all. He was an old soul. and really a very simple person, right? What I mean by simple is a very, like, I don't mean simple in a negative way. I mean simple in like just a very simple person, like just chill, man, life's good, basic needs, basic, that kind of a thing. If he had gone on to live, he would have been very, like I said, he would have been a philanthropist, and I wouldn't be surprised if he would have given away everything. I really wouldn't be surprised. Five of Swords in the reverse. The Hangman. Tired of fighting, constantly being in a state of limbo, being forced to look at things from a different perspective, always being offered, look at this, new opportunity, look at this, constantly being offered something new and something different. Ten of Cups, here, take this will make you feel better. I'm talking about food here and his addictions. Three of Wands, absolutely. Three of Wands does tell me that they were enablers. Three of Wands in the traditional tarot talks about teamwork, commerce, expansion, travel. But for me, teamwork is what factors in here. So people did enable him. They always wanted to keep him, like when you look at the Hangman, it talks about looking at things from a different perspective, getting out of your head, being in a state of limbo. Being in a state of limbo sounds much like being in a state of fuzziness, the drug-induced fuzziness. Here, take this. It's going to cost you a little bit money, but hey, Elvis, you can afford it. Yeah, take this. It's going to help you feel better. No, it didn't. And then Page of Cups. Okay, now the Page of Cups is very, very interesting because as we know, pages are younger energies and Cups talks about emotions. Hang on one second, y'all. Sorry about that. Hang on, y'all. So, hey Araceli, happiest Friday. Oh, that is so cool that you say happiest Friday. So Page of Cups does talk about a younger energy. It talks about new love. It talks about a younger person bringing in some new energy, some new emotional offer, some new emotional thing like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was a younger person around him who was constantly, I'm so sorry y'all, was constantly in his face trying to offer him all of this. So I'm sure he was basically a captured prisoner. So, oh my God, I have to stop this, but this is. Okay. But constantly offering you emotional something new. What's that? See, this is a Pisces. Hang on a second. Where is that sheet of paper? That is a Pisces, right? He died in Pisces season, correct? No, he didn't die in Pisces season. Third house is Pisces. August 16th. When was August 16th? August 16th is Leo. So he didn't die in Pisces season. His third house is Pisces because he's a Capricorn. So I wouldn't be surprised if this constantly keeping him subdued. So I would be surprised if he actually did have, he did try to fight it, oh, here, eat this and put something in his food and give him. Or here, drink this, put something in his drink and give him. I do believe at one point in time he was fighting and man, I don't want it. This makes me feel fuzzy or funny. I don't want it. I think after a period of time he just kind of couldn't fight back anymore. That's where I see the reversals. So, you know what they say about drugs, right? I don't know what kind of drug does this, but I've heard that certain drugs increase your appetite. So maybe that's where the food addiction came up, that constantly feeling hungry. But I wouldn't be surprised if whoever did this, like the younger person was constantly more around him, was is a Pisces. I'm not talking about his main handler, I'm talking about another person. But this person, I don't believe, was. Remember, I showed you the other guy, the other page in that other deck? I don't think this Pisces Page of Cups is the same guy. I think this is somebody else who was a little bit more protective of Elvis. Yeah, Richard, we missed you. Candy Garrison, I will not go see Elvis. No one can act or dance and have the charisma Elvis had. I think it's sad they are making a movie about him. Well, but so let's put this away. Very unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. See, that's a problem, man. This old soul, you know. More to critique. Yeah, well. Arachali, good to see you, sweet girl. Good to see all of y'all. Zoom tomorrow, Arachali, yes. What the hell? I feel like hair is like I either walked into a whatchamacallit, spider web or something. So let's leave that alone for a second. Alright, let's do this though, y'all. Still, let's do that? Okay. Please, no personal questions now. Please know that. No personal questions. However, let me see if I can get this deck out of this. Alright. Oh, Arachari, yeah, you're on the list. Yeah, I don't get it. Shoot. No, I don't think I want to use this deck. This is another beautiful, gorgeous deck, but I won't use it just now. So, leave that. Leave that. Shoot, come on, baby. There we go. Okay. 11 a.m. Central Standard Time, Delvin. Yeah, could be. Alright, so those who are regulars on my Zoom, I'll send you invitations if automatically I do it now before I go to bed. And for others, if I miss out doing it now, don't flip out. The moment I wake up in the morning, I'll do it. I promise y'all, okay? Because if I'm too tired and if I kind of basically crash, I'm just going to go to bed. But rest assured, we will have a Zoom. So if you don't get your email within an hour of this video, this live stream ending, the moment I wake up in the morning, I will send out the invite. So watch out for it. Don't worry. I am having the Zoom, okay? And I will not forget. So swollen, yeah. That could also be water retention. Sunshine Dragonfly says, I work in pharmacy. Okay. Yeah. And Sunshine Dragonfly, like, your family has, I mean, as you shared, so yeah. Like you have knowledge about how pharmacy and all that works, right? So anyway, so let's do this. Remember I said ask me questions, no personal questions please, but please pace your questions, right? Don't just hog the time and give everybody a chance to ask questions, and this is only relating Elvis. Debbie, you're on, Debbie. All of you regulars, you'll get a Robin O. Was Lisa Marie his only child? Okay. Robin O asked that question. Hang on, everybody. Let me answer. Was Lisa Marie his only child? I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think so. Candy Garrison Acres says yes. She was not his only child. Legally, yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if he has. but they're all in the quiet low, basically wanting to protect them. Oh, okay, Delvin. I'll send you an invite anyway. Lisa was his child, but I don't know if she was his only child. As we know, legally speaking, could be that she is his only child, but I don't think. I got the Five of Wands. To me, that tells me that there is a possibility that he might have had other children or other pregnancies, because there seems to be some sort of a challenge or an obstacle to acknowledge that. Okay, so any other questions? Yeah, she does look just like him. Was Elvis done and at peace when he passed, or strung out and confused? Yeah. So, to answer Sherilyn's question, was Elvis done and at peace when he passed, or strung out and confused? Oh, darn it. So, he wanted to continue to work. He wanted to be left alone and just continue to work his passion, his thing, not necessarily work as in the way they worked him, but continue to keep on keeping on. Eight of Coins, keep on keeping on. But when you talk about, was he happy, or did he accept his fate? So the Fool card in the reverse says that he was not accepting of it right off the bat. He knew he was done for. He knew he was going, but that feeling of complete loss and feeling of complete despair was there. So that he wished he could have. He wished. So with the Fool card in the reverse, what I sense is he wishes he could have had a natural death, meaning like be able to actually have a natural death and move on. That's a different kind of a freedom for the soul, but he didn't have that. So when you look at the Three of Cards, it talks about collaboration. It talks about wishing he could have done this and that and collaborated with people and continue to work with other people and have that support, right? And then Five of Swords, which is the last card I draw for me. This card tells me that he wished he could have continued to live and continue to collaborate with people and be with people. But the Five of Swords to me tells me that he was done with the abuse. He was done with the control. He was done with the abusive relationship. Very interesting. I will say nothing. Look at the picture. Look at that picture. Pay attention. Just pictorially. This individual, we all know who she is, has a completely different story to tell about what really transpired that night. Completely different story was told, but if you were to sit and say, I need to know the truth, tell me what really happened and there are no repercussions, right? If she were, for example, at the pearly gates and said, or at a confession at the church, then she would have actually given a different story as to what really transpired. Okay. Okay. Did his army experience change his view on what is important and what is material? Let me see. Okay, that was Susie's. Did his army experience change his views on what is important and what is material? Actually, I'm going to use this, my own favorite. I got your question, Debbie. Hang on, okay? Susie's question is, did his army experience change his views on what is important and what is material? I got the Page of Cups in reverse. Absolutely disillusioned by what he saw in the army. Completely disillusioned. Okay, completely disillusioned in the reverse. So that tells me he was completely disillusioned. Very, like I said, he's a very pure, simple soul. Okay, very idealistic. This is, I'm not saying he was so naive that lacking maturity, not like that. He was a very pure, simple soul. He was an old soul. So for him, seeing all of that kind of really was like, oh my God, I'm so far removed from all of this, not wanting to be a part of all of this. But anyway, was he okay? So now I will say, okay, so why was he basically killed? Was he worth more than alive? See, when they talk about him being broke when he died, his estate had a lot of money, insurance and this and that and all that. There was a lot of money. A lot of money was siphoned off also from him. Let's face it. A lot of people got rich because of him. Isn't that the norm? But let's ask Debbie Bagley. King of Pentacles. Debbie, this is your answer. He was the money maker. He was the money maker. Queen of Pentacles. Five of Swords. Oh my God. The Chariot card. Oh my word. Are you freaking... Oh my God. Okay. Look. King of Pentacles. He was the money maker. He was the one who had all the money. He was the one who fed everybody, basically. She is like this. So there is a little bit of a dynamic here as far as finances are concerned. Okay? Right? Then we have Five of Swords. Constant drama. Issues. Are you all seeing it? Okay? So King of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, constantly at war with each other, wanting to move away. The Chariot card. What is the Chariot card? Okay, so think about it. So the Chariot card is the Cancer card. It talks about career, success, journeys, protection of your emotions, wanting to be able to move forward, paying attention to detail, making sure you don't go off in separate directions, wanting to stay together, etc., etc. But ultimately the Tower card. And the Tower card does talk about things coming to an end. It's Mars, it's unexpected change, it's arguments, unexpected actions, it's destruction, it's ending of situations, relationships. So I tell you, to answer your question, Debbie said, was he basic? So there is a lot of drama with regards to finances. Now, whether they killed him because of that, or whether they actually poisoned him and killed him because of that, or whether because of all these drugs and this and that and overdosing him actually he died, directly or indirectly responsible. I do believe it has a lot to do with the money and also the dynamics. Look at this card. The Queen of Pentacles was his wife, and look at that little rabbit. That's the child. Right? So there's a lot of dynamics, lot of arguing, lots of talking, lots of clashing of thoughts and opinions and harsh words. I do believe at some point in time she felt that he was incapable of managing his finances and funds, and she wanted to take control over it under the pretext and guide of, I want to protect our child's future. And I want to make sure everything is streamlined and take control of it. Unfortunately, that didn't happen because everything was disillusioned. Everything went whatever. So I don't think his wife or his ex-wife also ended up getting control of everything as she should have, because it went to the daughter, right? I hope that answered your question. Somebody said the Colonel earlier, that card looks like, yeah, it does. Okay, so Debbie, I answered yours. Okay, how could it not? Okay, I feel he was pushed to work to pay off someone's debt. Absolutely, absolutely. Because he was the workhorse. He was the one who was going out there and working and being the breadwinner, not only for his own family, but for everybody else. Was Priscilla involved in his death? Okay, was Priscilla involved in his death? So, was Priscilla involved in his death? Let me ask that. Something is buzzing over here. I don't know what it is. I can ask, hang on. So even before I pull out the cards, I'm being told that no, she was not involved, but she had a feeling that his end was going to be, his death was going to be an unnatural death. Like I think what I'm being told is what I'm being told is she kept warning me, I didn't want to hear it. It started becoming a drag. It was dragging on my nerves. She kept warning me. Let's see. Three of Cups. What was your question? Was Priscilla? No, see, this three came up earlier too. King of Pentacles. The Moon card. Ooh. Yeah, to answer your question, although what I was told is she wasn't directly responsible, but she kept warning me. But here's the thing, I do believe that she knew something was going to happen to him. And the Moon card is things were hidden. She knew something mysterious was going to happen that would not be good. She kind of sort of had an inkling something was not right, something was not good. Oh my God. Okay. So somebody had a question here. Was Priscilla? No. Okay. So Lucinda says a boy came out and said he was a son, but they said the test said he wasn't. Is he now at peace and happy? Was he as close to Mary Jenkins as Cook as hang on. Is he now at peace and happy? He's moved on. That's a card for moving on. So, Mrs. Jenkins, was he as close to Mrs. Jenkins as she says? Erica Delauder, hey, how are you, Erica? Thank you for joining us. Welcome to the Real Tarot. Was he as close to Mrs. Jenkins as she says? I would say yeah, because see, Ten of Wands does talk about you're almost there, like you've almost reached there. I do believe this card that's a typical tarot explanation. This card does tell me that he did talk a lot about his burdens and how he felt to her. So to me, it represents that yes, he did share his burdens or his worries or his concern with her. That's what this signifies to me. Okay. So is he happy about the movie? Wait, earlier you mentioned you were going to talk about her being 14. Yeah, I thank you for reminding me. Let's just ask, is he happy about the movie? Why is that card popping up? No, but see, that's the thing with this card popping up. It says that it's more for her. So it's either the mother of his child or in this case, the child. It's more for her. Like if it's going to help her or the child, the Lisa Marie Presley. So is she still alive even? I think she is, right? So as long as it helps her, so if the money goes to her estate or whatever, then he's okay with it. But he personally, Four of Cups is like, yeah, I'm not really too impressed. Okay, earlier you mentioned you were going to talk about her being 14 when they met, just didn't want you to play. Oh, thank you. So, So sad. Oh my God, he was so in love with her, man. He was so in love with her. Because see, to him, he saw Priscilla as being this to him, right? Being his when we talk about the Queen of Cups, we talk about somebody who is nurturing, who's supportive, who has a calming, healing, beautiful, emotionally balanced type of. He looked at her like that. For him, age was not the issue really, because he saw her as a mature person, as a queen. Queens are mature. If the page had popped up, I would have been like, dude. But was it right legally? No. But I do believe in some states you can marry when you're 16, right? But he saw her as being a very mature person, and I suppose she came across as being mature to him too, not a child really. The Chariot card, he felt like she would be an ideal, she would balance him out. He wanted to pursue that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. What age did they get married though? And then Knight of Cups. See, he felt that she would be a perfect balance for him, because he felt that at times he could be a little bit immature. Knight of Cups, little bit immature, but she would balance him out and ground him. But he also, right, I do believe, was totally in love with her. Like, totally. And then you have the Queen of Wands wanting to take action. Somebody pushed them together. This Queen of Wands pushed them together. Okay? But somebody else was not too keen on that relationship. Somebody kind of gently nudged them together. But somebody else wasn't too keen on that relationship. And again, the Two of Swords tells me that he chose not to acknowledge the physical age difference. There was a little bit of drama. Not everybody approved of it. There was some drama. This card. And Judgment. Finally, it was announced that this is it. I'm going to marry her. You take it or leave it. So, okay. Wait. Nicolas Cage. Hang on. How quick was Nicolas Cage collecting loads of Elvis? Oh yeah. So Goosebumps says, "Hey Goosebumps, he or she says, did Elvis accidentally take the wrong pills that night that were his girlfriend's codeine?" No. No. There was nothing accidental about that. Let me show you. It was conveniently placed. So you have two shadows behind you, maybe just the light. It had better be just the light. Yeah, why do I have two shadows though? Girl, you freaked me out. Yeah, I see both the shadows. That's just the light. That's weird, isn't it? But why do I have two shadows? Girl, you seriously freaked me out. Yeah, that is, yeah. But why two? Oh, duh. Well, I should have three shadows then, because I have the ceiling thingy on. Then I have this light on and this, I don't know, girl. Auntie almost gave me a heart attack. Oh my God, there's something I have to share with you. You know what, another thing? Gypsy Girl was telling me, Krishna, you should do story time. And I should. I should. Maybe after this I'll share a little experience I had, a little story time. So wait, somebody else did. So, okay. So Goosebumps says, or asks, did Elvis die accidentally? I don't think it was an accident. I think it was conveniently placed. You want me to do this? No. Okay. Was it an accidental death? What, did he accidentally take that? Nope. It was not accidental. Sun card is a yes for me, moon card is a no for me. So it was not accidental. It was conveniently switched or placed or whatever. See, understand y'all, we've said this, right? I mean, of course y'all know. Many a time, when you're at that level, all these people, these handlers, this, that, they can do so much. And those days, did they have security cameras up the yin yang and whatever? What if these people are all in cahoots with each other and says, hey man, I'm going to do this. If you don't tell, I won't tell. They can do whatever. They can switch whatever. Even if they came and even if they said, let's say they said there were 6 people in the room, right? And then of the 6 people, they said one fellow, hey man, go downstairs and get his car ready. We're planning on taking him out. So he goes off downstairs. So these 5 of them are there together, and these 5 are really tight with each other. And then somebody says, hey, take this. This is good for you. It's going to make you feel energetic, so we can go for the show. And because of his naivete, or because he just trusted them, or because he might have said, oh fuck, pardon me, oh F it, I'm just going to take it. They could have basically handed him the stuff that was going to kill him. But who's to deny that? Because these 5 people could have been in cahoots with each other. So they'll all back up each other's story. Then they don't have to, put hands around his neck and force it down his throat, right? Then handprints and whatever would be there. They could say, here, this is going to make you feel good, take it. And, oh, this is your 4 o'clock pill, take it. And they could have, who knows, but anyhow. Wait, did Elvis and Anne Margaret have a real love together? Hold on, you have to, okay. Did Elvis and Anne Margaret have real love together? Let me use this card for me, this card. Did Elvis and Anne Margaret have real love? So it's interesting, because what I get here is 10 of winter. What happened? Well, that's odd. Okay, somewhere around. So it says the resolution of difficulties, a weight lifted off your shoulders, the end of an addiction or a codependency. So this tells me that there is a possibility that he felt that he was able to recover, recoup, or maybe even get back on track, like clean up his act with her. He might have felt that level of security with her. So I hope that answered your question. Felt like she was a stabilizing influence on him. But I don't believe that he was as in love. Priscilla Presley was his one and only. See? So it says, reach out to others for comfort and love, and you will grow stronger from this situation, sadness that will heal with time. So it was like yeah, she's in my life, and I'm going to do the best I can because she is a stabilizing energy around me, and I am going to hopefully with this relationship turn around and heal and get better. But as far as his true love is concerned, I think it was Priscilla. I don't think anybody else came close to Elvis. Oh, I don't think he ever truly did love anybody else besides her and his daughter. So they did. Okay, that was Anne Margaret's. Okay, her. Erica did not. Okay, so I see both the right side looks different. Yeah, the shadows, right? It's weird, right? See this one. I don't know. Whatever. Did the colonel get greedy and threaten him if he didn't comply? Well, we can ask. I don't know who that colonel guy is, but I don't know his actual name. The echo? There is no fan. Are you hearing an echo? Aracheri says echo. I don't. No, the fan is off. Fan's been off for a while. So, colonel, show me about the colonel. See, I do believe the fact that Elvis was such a big earner, income provider, did help the Colonel have this in his life, meaning the ultimate, have that security, that life, the love, the family, the whatever, okay? As long as he kept bringing forth this. But the moment Elvis decided he wanted, remember I said he had either clarity or lack of clarity, because this stands for having the clarity or lack of clarity. But Elvis was like, I'm done with this, I want to back out. That is what caused a lot of problems, because the Colonel was not going to be very willing to give up this. It would have, there was going to be nobody else besides Elvis who could bring that kind of money. Yeah, people are talking about echo, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Somebody must be around me now. Yeah, Bunny is not his dad. Wait. Wait. Please do story time. Yeah, I'll do the story. Notice the shadows. What do you want to say? I know it's weird, isn't it? Did he get resistance from her parents with the relationship and wanting to marry her? Yeah, I don't know about her parents, but somebody kind of pushed them together and somebody wasn't too happy. So I don't know. Maybe she wasn't also, who knows? Yeah. Erica did ask a question about politics, so we'll hold off on that for a bit. Did you get resistance? Okay, so yeah, it is actually spooky. So I'm sending, yeah. Carriage House, get on that thing tomorrow. So Candy Garrison says, I wonder if Elvis wanted to die the same day and age as his mother. She passed at 42, and he passed at 42 and all this. I don't know. I don't think that was his intention. I don't think Tim Parker is the Colonel. Actually, you know what? Hang on 1 second. Let me do this. I don't think his intention was to die the same day as his mother. I don't think he planned it. So I don't buy for a second that it was suicide. So Tim Parker, right? So girl, let me do my little thing. Oh, hello. Okay, we don't want any flying missiles over here. Thank you very much. Give me 1 second. Tim Parker, right? Bonnie. What are you doing, Puka? Oh my God. And then what happened, Bonnie? Tell me your story, I'll hear you out. Was that some dream, Puka? Tom Parker. Oh, my bad. Got it. Okay, Tom Parker. Okay, so it's not Tim, it's Tom. E-R-O. Okay. Alright, that works for me. So 10 and 12. 12 plus 7 is 19. 20. 38, 40, 45. That's 9. Wow. Putting thoughts in his head, intellectually, mentally, and emotionally manipulating him. That's Tom Parker. I corrected it. Yeah, Bernie's crazy. Okay, so I wanted to do one thing. I know somebody asked some political question. Let me. Aww. Connie, I'm so sorry. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that is so sad. Sharing a little bit of an anecdote, if you will, and then maybe if I'm up to it, wait. Afro-Cuban, I haven't seen you in a while. She goes, just getting back from a balloon glow with my one son and grandkids. Hello, Kirtana. Hey, girl. Good to see you after a few minutes. So remember, tomorrow is the Zoom, and I'll send you an invite if you want to join. I'm here on the list anyway. But okay, so remember I did this case about. See, now I forget. Baumgartner or something. You remember that fella? Oh wait, let me make sure I remember his name. Baumgartner, right? What is David Baumgartner? Is that his name? The guy who, oh, what is his name? You all remember that case? Was it David Baumgartner or, oh my God. It's not David Baumgartner, is it? Something Baumgartner. Do you remember that case I did with that guy who went on to basically he had a wife and kids and everything, and he lived on this fancy bit of land and property, and then he come to find out he went on to kill a whole bunch of young men, and they say a lot of kids, like he was a serial killer somewhere in Illinois, something in the middle of America. I don't know what his name is. Is it David Baumgartner or Bernard Baumgartner? You all remember? I don't remember what his name is though. Some Baumgartner case. So when I was doing a reading on that case, I think I did a reading and I did some channeling and I did whatever. I had a series of events that happened that kind of really freaked me out. So I also did some channeling and I sensed like there was an energy on that property. That energy is of an individual who is like going way back years and years and years ago, like decades ago, like a soldier wearing a red I don't know, I was going to say what team, which team, not that, which army, but wearing a red button down old soldiers kind of thing. I only know that red jacket or coat or whatever. I actually have a deck of cards that I can show you. Looks like that. One day I was using that deck of cards and I go, oh my God, this looks exactly like that person. And I had, it was pretty intense those few days, like idiosyncrasies. So I had some weird dreams, and all that I kept hearing and seeing was this person like communicating, and I won't get into what it's the whys and wheres and whatever. And I was like, who is this person? Like, I'd wake up and I'm like, who is that person? I don't know who that person is. But after this sequence of events that happened, and then I was like, okay, what is this? What is going on? What is going on? Come to find out, it is this individual who is attached, his energy is attached to the soul, and he's never going to leave. That particular soul has seen everything that Baumgartner fellow has done. If that person were to be a witness in court, that Baumgartner would be hung. But of course, so I remember going somewhere, and the consistency, long story short, red was a very red shirt and the color red shirt and the color red. They kept popping up in all the weirdest of places, and if it happens once, you can say it's coincidental. If it happens twice, you'll be like, oh, okay, this is whatever. But the few days the couple of weeks that all this happened, like every single time I turned and looked around, all I kept seeing was either a red shirt, a red jacket, a red car, or the color red or something red. I went to the store a couple of times and they kept pushing this red thing on me. I won't go into what it was, but it was red all the time. And I was like, okay, this is kind of getting a little out of control. And I did my candle, whatever, and I was channeling and all that. And that individual actually hung around. I don't know whether y'all can recollect, but in a couple of readings after that I had done live, that person was constantly around me. And I was like, dude, you better speak up or you better leave, because, I mean, you're just like, what do you want? Like, what do you want? Right? So it's like, what are you hanging around for? It's kind of creeping me out. It's like, are you observing me? Are you watching me? What do you want to do? So I was getting frustrated and I was getting very annoyed, and I'm like, this is crazy. Like, spill the beans or buzz off. And I know it sounds weird, right, when we talk like that, of course, but it's very stressful, right, when you have these energies hang around you and you don't know what they want, and you wonder, are they watching you? Are they testing you? Are they waiting to see, if they can, if they're comfortable enough to come through? In other words, trust you. So I was like, okay, you've been hanging around for such a long time. What do you want? I mean, it's like I didn't feel threatened at all, so that I have to say, and I didn't feel scared or worried. It was just like, okay, it's like you've been a guest over here and you're not saying anything. Like every day I wake up and say, what do you want to eat for breakfast? You don't answer. You know what I mean? That kind of an annoyance. And when I did that channeling, it was so interesting, the images I was shown. So this person was lost his legs, okay, because all I kept seeing was from the from the mid thigh up, okay, and no legs, or not really the mid thigh. Well, I suppose anyway. Yeah, you can say the mid thigh up, like no legs, right? You couldn't see anything below the knees or whatever. And come to find out, that person died in a battle on that property, lost his legs, and couldn't leave. He wanted to leave, but he couldn't leave, and he died. And he was all about wanting to go home, wanting to go home. So I'm like, okay, like, why can't you go home? I mean, when we channel how it works, right? When I say, okay, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're having a conversation like you and I. So I was like, why can't you leave? And it was like, I lost my legs in battle, so I cannot leave. So that was the explanation why I cannot leave, because I don't have legs. I cannot walk off the property and go back home. That was not his home. But that energy is tied to that land, and that energy is not going to leave. Whoever lives there now, whoever lives there 10 years from now, 50 years from now, they will see that energy around. There are some people who will see it. And also, when I was doing that channeling, the things I was shown is unbelievable. It's so graphic and it's really scary. There are other people too. There's a young child who hangs around on the property as well. And that child, like, it's almost like that child, like there's, what I was shown was there's like a little river or a stream or a culvert or something, and the child wading through and then crossing over and standing there and looking and watching. So I don't know if that child died on the property, most likely did, but that child's energy is also hanging around. So it was such a surreal thing, because for a couple of weeks this red coat person was just hanging around. And it was so bizarre. Like I go shopping for something and I'm not looking for that, but then they end up bringing out that red thing. And I'm like, I'm not interested in that. No, but this you should. Or like that's not coincidence. Every time I turn around and I'm having a conversation with somebody, why of all the colors in the universe that you would see red so consistently? And you'll be like, okay, Kirtana, come on. Primary color, whatever. Yeah, sure. But when you look at it and the color and the way the couple, and it was always guys who were wearing the red shirt, always buttoned up. And it isn't that bold blood red. It wasn't like this kind of a red, this cherry red or fire engine red. It was like a deeper, richer, the color of blood, right? It was that deeper red. And the buttons and the way they were wearing, I'm like, what the hell? Like, why is this? So that kind of really freaked me out. It seriously freaked me out. That energy was so hanging around. So that was wrong. I could tell you any number of things. British, yeah. Thank you, Afro-Human. Yeah, Bernie is hanging out. Was he the one hanging about at the door? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yes, Susie Q. I was so annoyed. I was like, with red yarn, oh my God. Harold Baumeister, that was the case. Yes, that was the case. That was a reading when I was doing that property. Oh my God, it was so vivid. The images I was shown, it was so vivid. Like there was a particular wood paneling, right? Wood paneling. And something about that one particular wall and behind that wall, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually found some skeletons there or something. And then I was being shown, how you have your, they have those hoses for vacuum cleaners, those big rubber hoses, or the hose that they have for pool cleaners. I was being shown that, like constantly being shown that. So either somebody was playing with it or somebody was like getting twisted up in it. And then there's a particular bathroom, like you go past the wooden paneled wall and you go back, there's a weird kind of a bathroom over there, and there's this big window. I can still remember the the pedestal. It's not a countertop, it's like a pedestal wash basin and a mirror, and something about that one particular corner, like I kept seeing somebody standing there and looking out, and also somebody literally cowering in that corner. It's freaky stuff. Yeah, that was like a bit much for me. It was too much. Yeah, it's been a while, Arachari, since we've done this. It's been a while. Oh, so good to see you, Arachari. Did the man who sent you a message into your mind ever get in touch? He's an investigator who has a history with remote viewing or something and said he'd be in touch. Yeah, no, no, never did. Caught in a trap. Oh wow. Connie, I didn't know that. No, that person never got in touch with me. And I'm like, whatever. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Robin O says, is there an explanation for why spirits don't show up in human form? Um, so the human form is a physical body, right? I mean, it's like a body that disintegrates. That's a temporary house for the spirit or the soul. So when the temporary house has been destroyed, how then can they show up in human form? So that's my understanding. But also, um, so when we say human form, a lot of people have said that they see figures of people or shadows that looks like so and so, that looks like so and so. It's not like a proper solid figure, like a three-dimensional, but based on the way the thing is, like the shadow or the outline is, oh yeah, that looks just like my grandma, that looks just like so and so. A lot of people say that. So I do believe it has something to do with the energy, like the amount of energy they would need to manifest to actually show up in like a three-dimensional form. But my understanding is, if the human body is temporary and if it has disintegrated, how then they can go back, and why do they need to come back in a physical form, in a three-dimensional form to show us? There is no need for that. Like why? What is that going to accomplish? But other than that, I can't think of any other reason, and I don't claim to know everything about everything, so hopefully that helps. Another thing I want to say is the fact that when we have seen cases of, somebody took a picture of somebody, and that individual's grandma or great grandma had passed, or grandma or mother or whoever had passed, but then after many months they're taking pictures, family pictures, and then they see their mom or their grandma in the family picture, right? That creeps me out, because how is that even possible? I have no explanation. I don't understand that. I'll be honest with you. I just don't get that. Can you request or demand that you don't see spirits until... Yeah, you can absolutely protect yourself. You can absolutely protect yourself. If you are able to, if you are just not wanting to, you can absolutely cut off your energy field or secure your energy field so they will not be able to bother you, if you will. I shouldn't use the word bother because that is really not a nice word, but you could absolutely control that. But sometimes I know, as much as I try, sometimes there are some, I've had this happen a few times, as much as I've said, I don't want to deal with this, I don't want to deal with this, I do whatever my meditation and I'm basically blocking my energy field, somebody still, I get to see, and I'll be like, oh my God. But then, it we all get annoyed and pissy at times, right? I mean, we're human beings, right? But if you actually sit and I'll ignore it, and if it's still there, then I'll be like, okay, there's a reason why they're still hanging around. Let me see. But then again, I trust my instincts, because if I kind of get a negative vibe, I will not like open that door, if you will. But if I don't get a negative vibe, I'll be like, okay, maybe there's a reason why they're hanging around, and then it's like giving them permission to talk. But that works both ways. So what do I mean by saying both ways? Just as we have the ability to give them permission to say, okay, I want to communicate with you and whatever. Same thing, like a lot of people when they want to channel a loved one who has passed. This is my humble opinion. A lot of other people who are who are psychics or whatever, they may have their own opinions. I personally don't think that we can just pick up the phone and say, hey, I want to talk to you, whatever. I don't think it works that way. We have to be respectful. Sometimes those energies, they don't want to communicate with us. Maybe they just don't want to. Maybe they moved on. Maybe they're not interested, or maybe they're sitting there sipping gin and juice. So grandpa doesn't want to come and talk to you as much as you want to talk to grandpa, because grandpa is there smoking a cigar and playing, I don't know, whatever board game with his buddies, or playing a hand of rummy. But on the other hand, grandma is like, hey, I'm here, I want to talk. And then this person will be like, I don't want to hear from my grandma. I want to hear from my grandpa. I don't control that. Right? And we cannot just insist. And I truly don't think that I don't think that we can just insist that so and so, hey, you need to step forward because I have questions for you. I don't think that works. You know what I mean? Sometimes they just don't. I know a couple of times when I've done readings, for personal readings, they've asked, can you channel? I'll be like, if anything steps through or if the energy comes through, I will let you know. If the energy doesn't come through, I don't. And sometimes for almost the whole of the reading, like there's nothing, and I'll tell them, look, I'm not sensing anything, and I don't know. I can't like say, hey, Jane Doe, you better hurry up, right? We're waiting for you. I can. And last few minutes, you're able to connect with them and you get messages. And sometimes you just don't. I don't know how some psychics and mediums are able to do it every single time. I'll be honest with you. I'm, again, as I said, maybe their level of experience or expertise is so much higher than me, and I don't doubt it. I don't question it. I just don't have the answers for every single question. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to explain it. Dimensions and wavelengths of light. Okay, so Delvin, maybe it takes less energy to appear in a photo as opposed to probably, absolutely. Burmaster was a very intense reading. That was true. That was a little bit odd. Another reading that I did that really kind of, oh my god, whew. Really kind of just recently, the one I did for that young kid, that Praveen Varugis, y'all, that was when, on Wednesday, correct? It was tough for me Wednesday night going to bed, and Thursday night it was tough for me because there were images that I was shown that it was difficult for me to comprehend that. I can tell you without a doubt in my mind, that kid didn't just wander off into the woods and lay down there and die because of hypothermia. Absolutely not. That kid was murdered. Absolutely. Yes, that is my opinion based on what images I was shown, based on, like I said, disclaimer, right? That kid did not just decide to dead of winter, I'm just going to walk off into the woods, I'm going to run through the brush, and I'm going to fall off, and then I'm going to curl up, and then hypothermia, and then I pass. That is not how that kid passed. That kid was plain and simple murdered. And the images I was shown, it was not very good. It was very graphic. It was shocking to me, and I actually broke down because that hit a little close to home. Both my boys, particularly my younger one, he studied in England and he was 17 when he went to uni. And we don't think about all these things, but I had to stop and actually say a prayer and say, thank you, God, for keeping my children safe, you know, because he's in a completely different continent, young kid, you know, he's a good kid. I mean, you never know other people, right? Really scary. And I remember having this conversation with my older son, and he goes, Mom, I'm big and I'm strong. And I'm like, listen, you can be big and you can be strong, but if somebody catches you off guard and you're not prepared, somebody whips out a gun or whips out a knife or whatever, how are you going to protect yourself? And if you don't even know that they're doing it, you're walking and somebody tries to attack you from behind, you're not even prepared. So I really, that hit me, that really hit me. And I was like, thank you, God, for bringing both my kids back home safe, from university or whatever. So many kids, right? I mean, so many kids. It's so terrible and it is so sad. And here's the saddest part, that other kid who I will say killed Praveen is around the same age. And go watch that video, y'all. And go do your own research. Unbelievable, stupidest little reason on some technicality. The second judge threw it out of court and said, no, he goes scot-free. Can you imagine? So I was talking to somebody else about this, and I want to say, I didn't even look, Susie. I know a lot of people have commented. I haven't gone back and responded to anything. Like I said, just now I'm getting into the groove. Tomorrow I'm going to be sitting and recording some stuff for my website, etc. So, just now getting into the groove. I was sharing this, another case that happened 40 years ago. I think I will do a reading for that on Monday, I think, or next Wednesday I'll do a reading for that. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. It is so, so sad, and it just blows my mind how people get away with it. This man was murdered, and I did see this on my phone. So I don't know what I was doing, and I was waiting, I think, in my doctor's office on Monday. When did I go to the doctor's office? Not on Monday. When was my appointment? Was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. I was waiting inside because I had to get a B12 injection. So I'm sitting there waiting. Was it yesterday, my doctor's appointment? Hang on, guys. I've completely lost. I don't even know what date today is. No, yesterday was my doctor's appointment. Yeah, exactly. So I'm sitting there and I was reading something, looking at the news on my phone. And then this thing pops up, right? And I'm like, this article, what is this weird? And I hit on it, and then I read the article, and I just blew my mind. It just blew my mind. I'm going to do a reading for that. So this young man, he goes to celebrate his, and this was all in the article, he goes to celebrate a bachelor's party at some strip club somewhere, okay? Now, I don't know whether it was his bachelor's party or somebody else's. I don't remember all the fine details of it, but he is Asian. So he goes there, and then there are these two white guys hanging around, whatever, and they instigate an altercation with this Asian guy, and one of them gets up and calls him some slurs and racial slurs, etc., and says, because of you, I've lost my job or whatever. So the thing behind that is that apparently at that time, remember this happened 40 years ago, the American automotive market was kind of in a bad way, and a lot of people had lost their jobs who worked for all these automotive manufacturers, etc. And the Japanese automakers were making inroads and doing a lot of, they were being more successful. So because this guy is Asian, those two white guys apparently work for some automotive something, I don't know what, they picked on this guy and says, it's because of you, I've lost my job, or the automotive industry is going down, or whatever. This guy had nothing to do with the automotive industry, absolutely nothing. Just because he was Asian, I don't know whether he was Chinese or Japanese or somehow Asian. Okay, so they just assumed that he was Japanese or whatever. And so they ended up having an altercation. Even the stripper and a couple of other people in that strip club, they came to they gave their their evidence, right? under oath and said what they heard and what happened and how everything happened. So these two guys, after that drama over there, they chased him out. He ran, he was running for his life. Somehow these two guys caught up with him, basically beat the crapola out of him, and he died in the hospital 4 days later. So even after these people went and gave their testimonies and this and that and all that, they could not admit it in court. The judge threw it out because the judge said that because it came from a stripper and some other people at the strip club, that they were not credible sources, so we cannot accept that, and threw all that evidence out of court. And these two guys who murdered this young man, they didn't even spend a night in jail, not even a single night. And one guy, something happened and he got away with it, or he was pardoned or something, and the other guy, he ended up getting 3 years probation and a fine. 3 years probation and a fine for taking a man's life, just because the automotive sector he was working in, the industry was collapsing, and he just blamed it on the Japanese automakers, and they were apparently doing better, but somehow he held this Asian looking guy responsible. How does that even make sense, y'all? Like, how does that make sense? Like, how can you even connect the dots? The dots are not connectable, in my opinion. Imagine that. He gets 3 years probation, and gets a fine of some few $1,000s, and that's it. He didn't even spend a single night in jail. And so the family filed a civil lawsuit or something, and apparently he was supposed to pay with all the interest accrued and this and that. He's supposed to pay this Asian young man's estate $8 million, but of course he gave up his job and he says I can't afford it, and basically created a situation for him where he can show that he doesn't earn any money at all, so he doesn't have to pay anything, but then he has a house, he has a car, and he's living fine. Like, how does that make sense? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, how does that make sense? How can you just go and attack somebody and say, oh, because you look like you come from this country, and imagine, this man had nothing to do with the automotive sector, at least based on what I read, and yet you hold him accountable. How does that make beyond my comprehension, y'all? I don't get it. Okay, I missed a lot of gossip. You all fear of manifestations. Why do you fear you don't have it? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely. It is difficult, Delvin. I mean, it is, it is very difficult. When the images you see, sometimes you wish you could unsee them, but yeah, you can actually feel that. They will let you know when their time has come. Yeah, it's all about money. You know the right people, you can pay off the judges can be bought, and that's that. So, but that's the thing, Delvin, you're right, those guys will get their karma, though. They should still be in prison. I get it. We all hope that karma is going to get them. But even with this Praveen Barugi's kid, that Bethune guy, he's living a good life, right? He's married, I think, or he has a girlfriend, he has a daughter, and he's like, oh my God, how is my daughter going to live? Yeah, dude, I mean, you're worried about how your daughter is going to be, you want to be present in her life, you want to be a father to her, you want to see her grow up, all that's fine and dandy. But what about what you did to Praveen? Did you think about all of that? How come Praveen doesn't get to have the same luxuries as you have? Why? Why shouldn't Praveen have the same luxuries as you have? Why shouldn't Praveen have had the opportunity of growing up and having, finishing his university and getting married and having a child and seeing that child grow up? How come you took that away from Praveen, but you want to have that? How is that? Where's the sense in that, doofus? Like, seriously, where's the sense in that, dimwit, dumbass? Really? Like, where is the sense in that? What makes you think that you are entitled to having that luxury, and you are entitled, oh my God, my baby, I want to be there for my baby. What's so special about you and your baby? What's so special about you and your baby? That you get to live and you have that choice, but Praveen doesn't. How is that? I have no words, y'all. Because if I start using words now, it's not just going to be F-bombs, it's going to be a whole bunch of other choice words. We're going to be proper here. But it's very, very unfortunate. We always say, oh, karma is a BITCH, she's going to come and get you. But sure, I believe in that too. I truly believe in that. My personal experience, I have seen, share a little bit. Couple of times, we've all had cases where people have done wrong to us, etc. I've also had that happen to me. And it's been very difficult for me to just walk away, because you know how we get, oh, I'm going to show you, but it's like, I'm just going to walk away, because another thing that I've always believed in is hanging on to that bitterness is just not worth it. It just takes so much of energy out of me. So I'm like, rather than be bitter about this individual, yes, that individual did me wrong, but rather be bitter about it, constantly think about it, I'm just going to say, to heck with it, walk away from it, and whatever energy that I would have used up for that bitterness, and rather I'm going to invest it somewhere else and do something else. I have seen those people get their comeuppance. I have seen it. I have seen it happen before my eyes. They have paid such heavy prices, it's not even funny. It is not even funny. I'm going to share this. One guy, this was like a business relationship type of thing, and not a personal relationship. I won't get into the details of how he wronged me or whatever. He is certified blind now. He lost his eyesight. Okay, and he used to wear contact lenses that were some weird contact lenses, where he had to use a particular thing that looked like a plunger to put in and take out his contact lenses. Okay, so his sight was compromised, but something happened, and I heard about this like years after my interaction with him, that apparently he got up one day and that's it, he was blind. And his whole business revolves around him having to, but sight is important. And he's a business owner. And if he cannot do that, his business basically shuts down. Right? That's it. Don't know what happened to him after that. I came to know through somebody, and I was like, oh wow. And it's so weird that he would say that he would lose his eyesight, because the last conversation I had with him, oh my goodness, I still remember that. He had said, okay, people may say, Kirtana, what are you smoking? I swear I'm not smoking anything. He had made comments such as like, about sight. Let's just put it that way, visual thingy. And I was like, dude, you don't ever say things like that to anybody, man. You just don't. So is it coincidence? Yeah, but I think karma got him. I've seen that happen a couple of times to people. I mean, not sight, but they have paid the price. But in cases like this, where is the price? Where is karma? They are living their lives. So what do you say, right? Very frustrating. But anyway. But you know what? I tell you, Arashali says, let him have a kirtana, evil people. Yeah, you're right. But I truly believe that, I don't know whether I said this on the reading that I did for Praveen Varghese, that other fellow, the Bethune guy, I fear that when that incident happened, after he killed Praveen, he must have come back running to his vehicle, and he's called his mom or somebody and said, oh my God, this happened, like what do I do? I believe it's the mother, and she, I'm sure, told him, call the cops and tell them that this incident has happened, so that way at least you have it on record that something happened. So call the cops. The cop came, the highway whatever cop came, and there is no audio. Okay, so you can, that's all available on the internet. You can go look, and you can tell that the cop didn't even go into the woods to look and see whether what this young man is saying is true or false, whether the perpetrator, because he called Praveen the perpetrator, is in the woods. They're saying that if the cop had gone then to the woods and even looked, Praveen would probably have still been alive. The cop didn't even do that. The cop comes around and sits in the car and drives off. No backup call, no looking at it with a flashlight to see if anybody were there. And apparently Praveen was just a few feet away from the edge of the road or the fence or something like that. Can you imagine? I guarantee the cop who came over there, where's the audio? Why do you have video but no audio? So what did you all say to each other? I wouldn't be surprised if the cop is known to the family. I wouldn't be surprised. Or maybe the family paid him off too. I don't know. Or maybe it's all in my head. It's not, but we know that's a real event. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes karma takes longer than we wish. That's true. It's so weird, but so somebody was asking me about this. Let's do this thingy. What do you? I was thinking really about doing a video for the Uvalde situation, but I hesitated, y'all, because I was like, that is so sad. The whole thing, the way things went on, and what happened. How it happened. Everybody has their own version of it, but I wouldn't be surprised if that is some sort of, I have to, yeah, I hear you. The fact that the police took so long to take action is the saddest thing. I cannot wrap my head around it. They were there at the location. Why didn't they go in and take action? That's the key question. Yes, karma is coming for Gage B. When I was doing that reading, let's say his name, Gage Bethune, that's his name. I'm not afraid to say it. Exactly right, Devi. I do believe that this Gage Bethune fellow and him being a perpetrator and how the family's gone about getting him off the hook rings very similar to the Kendrick Johnson case. Remember those two kids, the father has an FBI connections with the FBI, very similar. They went to the extent of saying Kendrick Johnson was fooling around and he got himself into the carpet and he rolled himself in the carpet. How in the world, y'all? How do you go so far as to say bullcrap? Like, where are you pulling all that out from, right? I think I should do. I don't get it. So that's true, my minds, but not everybody has the same values as. So the Uvalde case, I really wanted to do a reading, but I thought about it because I was like, oh my God, it's such a sensitive subject. All those people, so many people suffering. But what I'm going to do, I need to really think about whether I want to do a full-on video for that, right? I mean, the horror and those kids. Did you all see on the news that little child who says that she smeared blood all over her so that she would look dead to the shooter or something? Can you imagine a young child doing things like that? Like how? Like, I wouldn't have thought of that. Of course, self-preservation kicks in, good for her, but imagine the trauma oh my God, I'm getting trauma she's going to be left with for the rest of her life. I mean, it's like, all right, whatever. Huh. Okay, this is for the Uvalde. I'm just doing a mini. Oh my God. I'll show you the cards. In the upright. In the reverse, 8 of Wands. Action came slow. Eight of Wands in the upright, quick action. Reverse, no action, very slow, delayed action. Knight of Swords, they were very slow, attributed to the Knight of, hang on, and then Queen of Wands in the upright, okay? So I'm going to say death was caused by inaction. Swords is usually, in my opinion, associated with legal, police, defense. So you can clearly see Knight of Swords came in a little too slow to stop this happening, in my opinion. Queen of Wands, I want to know who this Queen of Wands is. Oh, I don't remember that case, Susie. I don't remember that. Six of Cups, regret, wishing things could be a certain way. But who is this Queen of Wands? Show me who this Queen of Wands is. I want to know who this Queen of Wands is. I want to know who this Queen of Wands is. Because I feel that she's principal. She's a principal character in this event, not the principal as in principal of the school, but this Queen of Wands, I do believe, is somebody who has the authority to take action and make decisions with regards to actions. But why is it a queen? Why isn't it a king? So that's the thing. We know the chief of police or whoever the guy is a guy. I mean, it's a male, right? But why am I seeing a queen here? I want to know if it is just like, it has to be a female, it is a female, or show me who this queen is. Three of Pentacles, you're not answering my question. I need to know who is this Queen of Wands. Show me who this Queen of Wands is. So why are three principal characters popping up? Okay, I get it. Page of Swords. So wait a second, who is this Queen of Wands? Why is she in the middle of this? Nine of Wands. Okay, so oh my God, what in the world, y'all? Hang on. Show me who this Queen of Wands is, please. Show me who this Queen of Wands is. The Moon and the Queen of Swords. Alright, wow, okay. So what I'm going to say is the Queen of Wands, I do believe, okay, after that we got the Three of Pentacles, we got the Page of Swords, who I think is the killer, the young man. Nine of Wands, stay within your boundaries. Then we have the Queen of Swords and the Moon card. So I do believe this Queen of Wands, there are two queens over here, Queen of Wands, right? And the Queen of Swords. So this could be somebody who's a principal character, part of the triad of people who had the authority to give action, give command to take action, right? I wouldn't be surprised if she's part of that. But the fact that she also has this little cat over here and these two little thingies on the side, I wouldn't be surprised if this individual has something to do with the school itself. So is she the principal, or is it somebody who is, y'all, I wouldn't be surprised if it is the principal, y'all, because it's showing me that she has authority, she manages everybody, she has those sunflowers, and she's part of this three powers. So three people. So is she the principal, or she's somebody else within the city and the police who has the authority to give commanding authority? And then you have the Page of Swords, who's that doofus. And then you have the Queen of Swords. So either this Queen of Wands is the grandma, or this Queen of Wands is something to do with the three people who are responsible in terms of authority wise. And this could be the grandma. But then no, that's not. So why is she popping up here? I'm not seeing this. I'm not getting an answer for this, which is annoying me. Okay, so if these two queens are part of this triad, then who is the other one? who is the other person who's responsible? So hang on one second, okay? I'm just talking to myself, y'all. Pardon me. Yes, Debbie, you're right. That was my first thought. See, hang on one second, because we have two queens. Okay, hang on. Let's get this. We have the Seven of Wands. Okay. Okay. Five of Cups. Power struggle, y'all. This is power struggle. Okay, I get it. And the Chariot card. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Okay. So, this is a power struggle between three people. Now, I can tell you that one of this is a female, but this other Queen of Swords could also be a female, but this could also represent somebody who is again in the legal field or is in the police department. So there are three people who are key characters in all of this drama that occurred. Again, the queens could be female or they could be male. They're just showing up as queens. I am not seeing that with clarity at the moment to tell you exactly what gender they are. The Page of Swords is that Fool. So one of these queens, as a possibility, is the grandma. Because remember, we got this card. She told him not to do it. Nine of Wands is stay within your boundaries and keep to your limits. Stay within your boundaries. I do believe she might have stopped. So then, since this card pops up, one of these could be the grandma who actually tried to stop this fool, the Page of Swords, from doing what he did, right? And then the Moon card is saying lack of success. She didn't have success in stopping him. She tried to, but she couldn't. And then, of course, we have the Six of Cups, which was like the kids, like in hindsight, wish we could go back and redo the whole thing. There's no way they can recover from this. Then we have the Chariot card, still trying to maintain balance and trying to kind of bring things together and say, oh no, that's not how it happened. This is manipulation also. Trying to manipulate, trying to redirect. We want to go in this direction. No, come back. Look here, go in this direction. Manipulation too. Then we have the Five of Cups. Okay. Feeling completely like at a loss, abandoned, left out, feeling left out in the cold, emotionally completely lost, void of emotions, okay? That we know the families do feel that, like it's, like how can you not? Then we have the Seven of Wands, right? Seven of Wands talks about defense, talks about self-defense, talks about protecting yourself, talks about competition, talks about anybody, just protecting yourself from anybody else. Now I will tell you that this is going to be very, very long drawn process. Whoever the key players are, as far as this is concerned, they are going to do their very, very best to divert attention, okay, and to try to shift the blame and draw it out as long as possible, because they know heads will roll. Okay, and I will tell you, as much as the family and the survivors are feeling so bereft, emotionally completely out of it, right, they are going to also have a big fight on their hands. It's not going to be so easy for them to when we talk about legalities, yeah, you can go and file a case against the court, against anybody, right? But even though they do, it's not going to be such an easy walk for them. There's going to be a lot of the defense is going to be really strong, meaning those guys, the people who should have sent word out and say take him out right away. It's going to be purposefully long drawn out because they know key people in the government are going to pay the price by losing their jobs or whatever. So they're going to draw it out as long as possible, right? And hopefully they're hoping that the media focus is going to lessen, because that's how it is, right? Consumer psychology or mass psychology, if you will, that until the next thing happens, people will forget this, right? So they're counting on that, because I will tell you, based on what I'm seeing here, the government definitely does have, oh my word, I should better watch my words. Am I going to go so far as to say this was purposefully carried out, this was purposefully done? I don't know if I'm going to say that, but this is a poop storm, right? And all hell is going to break loose. There's going to be a big impact. I wouldn't be surprised if this city actually ends up being forced to pay out millions and millions and millions of dollars in settlement. So when that happens, they're going to fight like heck because they don't want to lose out all that money. I'll leave it at that. Read between the lines. Can you imagine that guy? I mean, he just goes and he just like walks into a store and buys that equipment or whatever. I don't know. Anyway. Alright, this video is for entertainment purposes only. These are my observations and my opinions. Please do your own research, do your own due diligence, and form your own conclusions. Alright. Oh, she worked at the school? Oh, wow. I didn't know that, Elizabeth. The shooter's grandma worked at the school as an aide. No wonder I was like, I didn't know whether she was part of the school or what. Case in Scotland in a primary school. The kids were very young. Schools now have controlled entry in Scotland now, and gun laws were changed. At least lessons were learned, but at a high price. Looks like other countries learned a lesson from this unfortunate incidents in America, but I don't think Americans have learned a lesson from this. They're still going back and forth about all this. Yeah, Debbie, I agree with you. So, my God, it's crazy. Alright, y'all, I think I'll stop because I'm kind of about my eyes are getting so heavy. I feel like if I do this, I'm just going to fall asleep right here. So, thank you so very much, everybody, for your kindness, for your thoughts, for your emails, for your comments. I really do appreciate y'all. Oh, I don't want to get emotional. Take a deep breath. I just completely shut down. I never responded to any emails. I didn't phone calls, text messages. I just completely stopped. I was like, I'm just going to be like, just focus on feeling better. And like I said, the energy is it's even. When was it? After all this drama, and I know I shouldn't have done it. Tuesday? Was it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. I'm losing track of time. I don't know whether it was this past Tuesday or a day before yesterday, Wednesday. Did I do it after the doctor's visit or before? Or on Tuesday? I had to give Bernie a bath. And Mark was like, let's just wait, it's too hot, and, let's just wait. I was like, look, I have to give him a bath, okay, poor guy. So I ended up wearing full sleeves, shirts, and, whatever, hat, whatever, and then I waited, and I gave him a bath outside because it's so hot, and the water temperature in the hose is like warm, right? And he being such a furry dog, I don't usually give him a hot water bath. I give him a warm water bath. In winter time, it's not hot even then. As long as I can tolerate the temperature. And he let me know if the water gets too cold, you'll see him shy away. And if the water gets too hot, you'll see him shy away. And then I know to adjust the temperature. So summertime, I always give them a bath outside when I know the temperature in the hose is good. And he likes it actually. And it works out really good. I have this nozzle where, use that nozzle. It takes out all the dead fur, the undercoat, cleans up all that, and it literally just, you can see it just slide off like that. So I wanted to do that, and so I did that, and I did that. We towel dried him, and I usually dry him off with a hair dryer also, but I told Mark, I said, Mark, I can't do it. I came in and I just flat laid out on the bed. I was like, I know I need to take a shower. I just laid out on the bed, and I was like, 10 minutes gone. Then the other day in the morning, early in the morning, okay, before the sun was up at 90 degrees, we decided to take him up top for a walk. Mark was with me, and so we went barely 15-20 minutes. I don't think it was even 20 minutes. We just went up top. He had to do his potty, pick up the little doggy bag and come back home. So he did his business, and the moment he did his business, I just took off. I was like, picked up the doggy bag, and I just took off. I told Mark, I said, I'm just making a dash. So And it isn't a far distance at all. So came back, got rid of that, washed my hands, and I had to take a shower because I was so hot. So I'm literally 15 minutes, y'all. I don't even think it was 20 minutes. If I say 20 minutes, that's max. And it was early in the morning. And I couldn't do it. I had to go take a shower because I was just hot. I felt like my skin was on fire. So that gets you, right? And then you're like, you feel fried. So anywho. Thank you, Susie Q, Lucinda, thank you, Araceli, thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, Bunny is very funny. Elizabeth, thank you. Pandora Sparks, Connie Torres, thank you. Robin O, Delvin, Debbie Bagley, Sherilyn, Gypsy Girl, thank you. I'm missing names, of course. Sunshine Dragonfly. Then who else? My Manx 100. Pandora Sparks. I'm missing names, am I not? Thank you, everybody. I do appreciate you all your kind words and your thoughts. I have not responded to anybody's comments. I think I just gave thumbs up on a couple of comments on Facebook. I didn't have the energy to actually sit and read everything. And I know Susie sent a message. A lot of y'all sent me emails, etc. Thank you so much for your concern. I really appreciate you. It makes me feel good to know that people care, and that's very, very heartening, right? It makes you feel good, in this day and age when you see all the stuff that goes on around you, just to know that people, y'all, I haven't met y'all, right? I've just met you via this channel, and don't, I know what you look like because of our Zoom meetings, but I come to to look on y'all as friends, and then to know that people from across the world care enough to say, hey, what's going on, Kirtana, are you okay? That says a lot, and I really do appreciate it. So thank you so very much. Don't forget to join tomorrow. Listen, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to try to send out the invitations right now. If I miss sending out the invitations, please don't worry. The moment I wake up tomorrow morning, I will send out the invitations via email for the Zoom, and you all can join. Remember, the Zoom is at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. That is 11 a.m. my time. I'm in Texas, okay? So thank you, everybody. And Carriage House Becca, wait, we lost her, right? Carriage House Becca, where are you, girl? Thank you. See, a lot of names are missing. Auntie, thank you. So let me say 10-4 right now, and have a good night, everybody. Take care, and blessed be. See y'all tomorrow, okay? So don't worry if I don't send out the invitations now. It's probably because I'm just zapped and I want to go lay down. I'll do it first thing in the morning. All right, everybody, take care. I'm going to log out, okay? All right, take care. Bye for now.